Okay, so before we watch this tourney, boys, let me quickly give you a quick summary. Every week, a lot of the old Overwatch casters from back in the day they start up Deadlock Fight Night, which is essentially once a week. They got a tournament together and they have a quick show match between a few good teams every week, so that way people have stuff to watch. So they do it in EU and in A, and it starts off as a quick BO1 between two teams to fight against the team from the previous week who won. So essentially, if you win, you come back the next week and defend your spot. And this is a best of one to see who fights the holder of the week, and then a best of three for the defending title type of thing week to week. How are the two new teams decided? I think they just talk to the teams and ask who wants to play. It's just a show match thing. They just look at tournament results and ask like, hey, who's around? So we're looking at Deadlock Fight Night number 3. This is in EU. We have Buff Enjoyers, who are the current champs from last week. We have Mydong, which is a hilarious name. And then you have PS. So I'm not going to bother pronouncing the name because I'm definitely going to mess it up. But PS is an interesting one. About a week ago in a different tournament, PS actually did beat Buff Enjoyers in a different tournament. So I'm actually super curious to see how Tivik and his team hold up to PS, and then also how PS, if they do go through, will match up against Buff Enjoyers as well. If we do have a rematch from that tourney last week. Who has won the most so far from comp teams? I've seen PS win a couple, and I've seen Buff Enjoyers win a couple, so I think there's quite a lot of I would say Buff Enjoyers more than PS. I think PS is more lately in the last one I saw. And then Hydration's team in NA. Yeah, Hydration's team in NA is also considered to be like the best.
You are at least
okay.
To some degree.
So we have the first match again. Oh, they picked McGinnis. Hog. Let's take a peek at the first match here. We do have a team Mydong versus PS. Now we have to be careful here. Mydong could be in trouble versus PS, as PS did take out Team Buff Enjoyers last week in the tournament chat. Okay, so also if you guys are figuring out where they put the numbers above the order here, so you guys figure it out, but they first picked Mirage, guys, you know, and they probably first picked Paradox over here. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, we also have to keep in mind, right? Last week or before.
Were you watching game? Yeah, probably.
Where the souls aren't evenly split.
Ooh, Viscous. I'm surprised Viscous wasn't picked earlier.
Ends a lot sooner.
Although I guess if you first pick,
are we going to see a McGinnis Warden lane? Because that,
why did they ban Wraith? It looks like PS banned Pocket and then Mydong banned Wraith. God, I love just the amount of phrases that are going to come out of this tournament.
We're about to head in, folks, to our first match. These are our challenges. Podulaya Scumbria versus Mydong for the right to take on Buff Enjoyers for that $1,000 prize.
$1,000.
Number 3 for EU.
ZP, wait, ZP was in one of Super's matches the other night. He diffed Super. But bro,
very quickly, ZP, quick pred from
what happened?
Who do you think has this?
Super, what happened?
I think Mydong is a rising team. I would not underestimate them. However,
oh my god, dude, he's really, dude, he did that. So far, these fucking casters, bro. Mydong is a rising team. Here we go.
And now, I mean, we get the chance to, Jason, take their temperature yet again. If they can beat Mydong up against Buff Enjoyers, we always ask this question: is the gap closing?
There it is,
how
dude.
are these teams progressing respectively?
I like how you kind of brought that up too, because you know, Podulaya Scumbria, maybe we would have seen them for like 2-3 more weeks. Who knows? We would actually been able to cast them yet again. And it's nice to be able to take.
Okay. Usually I wouldn't watch the tourney stream that much. This tourney stream I have to watch. They're actually too good with the names, dude. They're too good.
I think one thing we're going to have to keep in mind, though, when it comes to this matchup is that Mydong, they've had a tendency, obviously being a newer team, to struggle in their solo lanes, to be able to have their solo lanes keep up to their opponents. Yes, they might win the duo lanes, but the solo lanes is what you really need to focus on here. And funny enough, we're actually going to have Geist in the
He had to pause there for a second and be like, wait, how do I phrase this?
Over in lane 1, which obviously we're going to expect to see him in a solo lane.
So he's expecting, so to translate, he's expecting Mydong to have a hard time in the solo lane, huh?
Much more to secure some of this, these last hits, and also give yourself a bit of a window to deny if required. We know that, you know, generally Ivy not a great laner, so Podulaya Scumbria are going to have that to go up against.
Yeah.
Because of Ivy.
Oh, he's trying to go for the parry. Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
What we're going to see Mydong do here is they're going to try to shove the lane as much as possible, which I kind of find interesting, considering you have so much kill potential again with the binding word and the wall. But as you mentioned, with Ivy being so weak, they kind of want to force into last hit.
Dude, by the way, the tourney UI they got set up, they got going on right now is fantastic.
Gets the ultimate online. to roam around the map, pick up, you know, the teammate, go gank, or not even pick up the teammate, go by yourself and gank.
I like it.
Keeping that pressure, it's really easy to keep an eye on where Litz is going to be playing and prevent him
All right,
from
early
being
regen.
a real presence in these other lanes.
Also, we can go spectate in game if you guys want me to look at items too.
Viscous, excuse me, in this mid left side lane. That seems pretty decent lane for the Viscous Mirage. They're obviously both have the tendency to be bullies. You notice the Bloodletting's not active yet here for Fate. They haven't skilled into that, so all the damage they're taking is up front. None of it will get converted until later. Great little puddle punch here. That's a little bit scary.
Viscous is always so terrifying in lane with the puddle angles,
that was
dude.
be avoided at least by the 7. Sunset quickly gets out of that.
So what I'm looking at for Pelagia Scabria, though, is the fact is they have kind of like 3 carries. And you're not going to have 3 lanes you can farm as you get into the mid game when you're starting to group and look for these team fights. So I'm curious, where are they going to put people? I'm assuming they're going to put maybe, I mean, they're going to have to put 7 in a solo lane eventually to soak up some farm and maybe farm 2 of these lanes. Also, as a quick little note here, you're seeing, you know, 7
I mean,
by Sunset go back constantly.
guys, do we think the 7's going to play the ball build?
When any jungle can't spawn,
Guys, will 7's balls be enough to handle my dong?
the 3 lane is going to be very difficult to
Guys.
do, and they're constantly knocking at that front door.
Absolutely. So you already see a fair bit of pressure being felt by Sunset. We cut to
I'm sorry, I can't. Dude, it's too easy, guys. I can't.
That being said, Pugilaz Cambria doing fairly well in the farm regard across the map, and Captain.
I don't know, Seagull's gonna be pretty hard.
And that mid-right side lane here. So
God damn it.
Come
on, dude.
Combination actually yielding some results early, and this will put Taz even further in the lead. This is a very farmed up lane so far.
Yeah, I mean, you do have 2 stuns with this, obviously. Open up with Paradox, follow up with the Ivy statue as well, and you can get a lot of damage down. Maybe they cut Onibi off without having a spectral wall to actually stop them.
Guys, do you guys think
heavily.
Tivic's playing with the Viscous mod?
2K soul lead, only 3 minutes in. And obviously, you know, the kills we just saw kind of go into it, but trying to take stock of where the actual money discrepancies are going to be. Looking at the last lane, they're pretty equal, but looking at the other solo lane, 1.4 for Waldo up against the 1.6 for Together. So yeah, it's mostly coming down to these dual lanes.
Big
This
baits.
is interesting. It looks like there's a full commitment from
He's just dead.
Siphon really takes Zinnia quite low.
I like how he last hits the minion on his way out.
But here's the chase,
Goodbye.
and the gun. It's a little bit different for Muffin. Nicely done. The Geist wins out
See
that
ya.
solo engagement.
Yeah, pretty big too. I wonder if he's going to head towards like some Spirit Light skill to help sustain in lane. The regen that he got was obviously buffed recently, where it gives you like 3 health per second instead of the old 1, which is massive.
Wait,
we also do see Waldo
chat.
here on the Inferno.
If you guys haven't seen the quick, the mod, by the way.
Together, so they went for the gank.
Come on, guys.
And it come out ahead in this
You know,
one.
just in case you haven't seen the Viscous mod that people are running lately. All right.
Yeah, I mean, pretty big that Waldo's able to get, you know, a solo lane. And yeah, to be honest, you know, the Yamato is pretty scary in general, but you've got plenty of mobility through Flame Dash and just playing safe. That Waldo has been able to farm up pretty well, and Together wasn't able to force a positive engagement for Pugilaz Cambria. Taz, of course, wants to do a bit of farming. He looks like they're going to rotate over to this 4 lane and try and help out a little bit against Muffin, who's, again, trying to extend that lead in souls and pushing up. Zinnia is only at 2.2.
I mean, hey, 4.5 minutes equal on souls. Sometimes, chat, in these tourney show matches, you see a team get absolutely slammed in the laning phase.
Like you heard ZP say,
But I really do think that the tower change they did a week or 2 ago has helped a lot.
With the Ivy, obviously. So you need to be very aware. You need to also follow these things. Speaking of ganks, we're going to see a gank on the 4 lane here by Onibi as he comes in, and they get it onto Zinnia as well.
Rip.
So that's massive because Muffin.
By the way, we also see just immediately this McGinnis has slowing Hex Monster on sprint boots, and they were saving 2 points. I assume that they are going ult build on the Guinness right now. This is a classic slowing Hex ult. You get 25% from slowing Hex, another 35 from the ult, and 25 from the wall. And you get to stack all 3 of those together immediately at 5 minutes into the game, and they just get rooted and die. It's a super strong combo right now. Oh, the moves? Is he out?
Pugilaz Cambria should be able to pressure down his Guardian pretty effectively. His Twitch is on the run. Looks like he's gotten out.
Can't believe he actually got out. And then meanwhile, meantime, during that, it looks like Shiv is all in on Infernus right now in the side lane. I'm not sure.
He doesn't have ultimate online.
Oh.
Just he's only at 2.8. This is going to be very tough for them.
Ivy, are you good? Ivy's gone. You're dead. Bye. Oh, bro, Tornado is insane.
Overwhelmed. Good numbers advantage created by MyDong in that lane. Again, a lot of those zipline speed boosts being used to get back.
Also, a reminder, this is a best of 1 to determine who fights Buffenjoys for a best of 3.
It was Hardeki, I think, running into that lane after Together got picked up to at least take a trade. So very hectic couple of moments, but we are coming out even on souls. But
I mean,
crucially, has a nice number of souls on the Master's Taz.
4.4 on a 7 this early is going to be pretty strong as well. But again, I'm looking.
How much time I missed? Not much. They just started 6 minutes into the game. They're still even on lane souls, so not much.
Any of the Guardians go down yet either. We can see Tavik here on the high ground trying to gain some information, look for potential gank.
They're trying to figure out if Yamato is going to push up to ganker right now, but they're just chilling. Now they're going to hold hands in the jungle.
Not afford to keep dying here in this lane. But we are seeing, it looks like
now he goes back up top.
Mismatch here in lane 3. This is a 2-on-1.
And Viscus looks so fun. I need to play more Viscus.
Right now, Tavik also rotating to that 2 lane. Muffin goes down. That was a gank on that 4 lane. As Taz got involved very quickly. I think very important to keep a lid on that Lady Geist's farm there, and also, give your Lash the ability to get to that strong early to mid game that we know.
Dude, 3 minutes to buffs
Captain,
and mid boss.
The ultimate coming out from Ivy doesn't want to be.
I think McGinnis just got out. You should use the mod on Viscus. Sure, why not? As long as I don't get banned, then sure.
Actually been spotted on the Viscus yet. No, yes, he's definitely going to be spotted here, as you can see on the screen as well. Looks like the first start of the game.
Slowing Hex ult. I'm just kidding. McGinnis wasn't there in time. The Seagull, important question on that Viscus mod. Are the spell effects also changed? Yes, yes they are.
As McGinnis wall getting thrown down pretty far out.
Dude, these guys getting run down right now. Oh, Lash thing's gonna go out through teleporter maybe? Is he gonna make it?
But a slowing Hex as well by Captain, and Zania has to get out. Just hiding for the time being. Surely not.
They checked the mini map.
We spotted him out.
Oh god, it was actually good.
Away with that, just being sneaky beaky in the corner, that'd be extremely impressive. But now that they got that kill, I was expecting to push a Guardian for themselves, because we do have 2 Guardians down for Pogilaya Scumbria. 1 ward so they get their.
Bro, he tried to say PS. He can't. It's over. Oh, big wall. He had ult in 4 seconds. If he hits that wall, dude, actually so close.
But unfortunately not able to be successful, as we do have the counter push coming in on lane 2.
Yeah, the crew can't do too much in lane 2 either. They really have to back away. Meanwhile, though, Mydong are trying the same thing. So
okay. Warden drops ult. They take the tower. Guardian down. Huge.
On the board in terms of those Guardians here.
That's actually big check, because now they only need 1 more tower in order to get a flex slot. A lot of these early game fights are all just about like who gets the first flex slot, grouping at the towers, etc. So much action happening. Oh yeah, dude, these games are crazy. It gets, weirdly enough, it gets easier in the mid game because things are not as crazy as 1v1s in every lane all the time. Oh, he actually rooted him. There's gonna be a big fight here though, because people are want to defend this tower. Oh shit. He can kill him behind the pillar, I think. Yeah, that pillar is not safe for McGinnis ult. I don't know if that guy knows. Oh, he went up top. Okay.
And now behind his heavy barrage, Mydong try to take the turret, but together with a big power slash.
Here comes Infernus. Goodbye.
Here's that combustion used from Waldo, who's got 6k on them already. Crew is going to fall. And now we're going to head over to Captain, who is simply trying to get out of the eye of the storm. Pogilaya Scumbria still want to try and push
Shiv POV, not running melee Shiv.
Only is hiding, waiting.
What 3k Adam did Yamato buy a 5k? Probably Torment Pulse, yeah. They usually rush Torment Pulse.
The unfortunate part there, Mitch, was that Mydong had the mana advantage as well. They still lost the fight, and they had also 2 players from PS pushing in the solo lane to do some damage. So this is like really the worst case scenario for them, to not win that fight and to lose some objective control around the map. You see them try to salvage that by sending some players over to the 1 lane to deal with it, but we did see Sunset escape in time. So I don't know, Mydong are going to be in a tough spot because they don't have a flex spot. Their enemies do. We see Tvit getting caught.
Oh. Gets it up. He's ball. He's fine. He's fine. He gets out. Oh, he gets stuck. He's fine. Dude, how is this? How is it? Three people gank him. He just turns into a ball and just leaves, dude.
I'm backing off this 4 lane. Now they're going to move in with 4 players. Airdrop even active here for Litz, as they will.
Here comes the first buffs.
But by the looks of things,
they're trying to stun him in it. Boom! Huge combo. Is he gonna kill him? Oh, so close, dude. That was a nice combo too. Oh, he popped ult though. Warden ult. Now he doesn't have anything. These guys hurt. Ah, he's good. He's good. So he did die for that buff. Decent trade.
But Urns, Mitch, this is what, for me, I'm going to be heavily focused on now in this match, is who can be successful taking these Urns. It's so many souls for your team, not to mention the ability points you get.
Goodbye, 7. Right. Surely he dies. Just getting S barrier.
Wants to push towards him here.
This is not good. Do not peek that ball. Oh my god, it does so much damage. You just did. He's dead. What the fuck? I know he had ult, but still, it's not worth it. Everyone knows you have ult. They're just gonna range you. Oh no, dude, they're feeding. This is where PS takes the lead. The first big Urn fight.
Who's at 11K.
Oh, dude.
9k gold, or sorry, 9k soul difference here. So we're going to see the urn ran to the right-hand side of the map as well. Are we going to see Maidong contest this? The thing is, it's a very tricky point. You don't want them to turn it in for free, but at the same time, if Maidong get in a fight right now against PS and lose this fight,
It's
like
fucked.
continue to start to lose more and more. And
I
more
always
on the
feel
map
like
here because again,
the urn is big, but it gets the urn is more important later in the game with how the scaling works.
But this could be a big turning point in the game, either for Maidong if they can win it.
Of
or
course,
for
early
PS
skill
if they
points
can.
are also too important, so I don't know. It's like a little bit of both.
To even really need the flex slot. I think just about now is sort of a fine timing for them where they are, but Maidong do seem like they
are gonna fight it.
For a fight,
He just rolls in.
if not
like
really
this.
take one.
He's gonna turn in.
If
He
hits him,
jumped it!
drop
Oh,
here.
he jumped it and turned it in. Oh no, dude. And now here comes a McGinnis on high ground watching the fight. McGinnis ults on that high ground. Oh, she got interrupted by the Ivy. The Ivy flew up to her and dropped stone form on her.
You get what you asked for, Onibi. Gonna be able to back away, but has to leave the safe haven of the
See ya.
healing turret. Not that it was particularly safe in that case. Podulai's can breathe here. Really would have loved to have pushed up.
Man, that McGinnis having a hard time. 7k souls at 12 minutes. That's tough. I feel like the ult build's good, but I feel like you rely a lot on getting either early Kevlar or Leap if you really want to do that stuff.
I kind of like that though because they were able to disengage off of that fight with a kill advantage onto together. Then they rotated towards the 2 lane to look for another one.
Wait, they actually caught a pick on the way out though. On the other side, you see four of Maidong
Not the worst case for them, obviously.
are in blue lane.
And go for free is very unfortunate.
Who's casting? These are all old Overwatch casters.
The sort of spirit lifesteal that Waldo has, or maybe even what Geist can do in that case.
I feel like comebacks are fine as long as you have your walkers. Oh my god, yep, that's Shiv. Yep, Shiv. What the hell was that, dude?
There by fate, and that's a raw burst that you can be offered. I don't even think there was a.
Oh, tier 3 items. Everybody just bought. So Infernus got Toxic. Yamato has Torment Pulse.
Yeah,
Paradox
Shiv,
got Recharge. Rescue Beam on Ivy. Alright, so Ivy's got their support build up and running. I'm surprised McGinnis went for Surge.
Of course, the ricochet off your knives. And PS, honestly, with like we can see, just in tier 3 items alone,
He might be going for a move speed build, maybe. I don't know.
10k soul difference between the 2 teams. But I'm curious again, like where's this?
But if Surge, so the reason why it's weird is because Surge gives you move speed, but McGinnis ult is coded as an enemy debuff, and so Enduring Speed actually gives you, I didn't say enemy debuff, may or may not, whatever. The fact is, Enduring Speed gives you more move speed than Surge of Power would.
He's holding on to. Definitely very supportive. Got return fire and of course that warp stone, so can really be wherever he needs to. I think it's not lit to even pick up a headshot booster, so that's something to talk about in a second. But here's the swap straight through the time wall now. Looking to try and back away. Kutsu Bomb as well. A little bit of a nuisance here.
Why not both? Because I think he only has 9k souls, so I don't think he has both. I think he only has one. And he went for the damage.
Yeah, good disengage out. I think that was Tviki caught right on the Viscous with the paradoxical swap, so he was able to get away with the help of that workstone like you mentioned before, and they might be able to turn this into a fight for themselves.
They need to ban Paradox. Yeah, Paradox is insanely...
You can see the way Maidong
Honestly, I feel like Paradox is such a ridiculous character. I don't even know how I would ban Paradox every game.
Obviously the same, almost catching up.
Like having a shield and then also having a fucking a hit scan swap essentially, because everyone, you know, they just do it off the click. It's crazy.
The Warden up a little bit more, which is going to be important. I don't think they even had Majestic Leap last time we checked in, so I feel those tier 3s are still coming in, like we mentioned before. Onibi has that surge of power. Really do want to try and use this McGinnis to catch people out, as that wall, when skilled into, can even stun. See that cancelled out there. No catch it from Onibi.
That's a huge power spike for McGinnis. The McGinnis now has a max ult. But it took so long. Usually every max ult in like 10 to 12 minutes, not 15 minutes.
You do have Waldo at 14k, but it's a lot closer between him and like Moff.
Okay, playing for these new buffs. They take this one. It looks like PS might have taken both buffs.
I think 1-to-1 if I'm not mistaken. And even the Urn going to come back again. This is going to be probably the next fight.
Does McGinnis Unstoppable still work? It does. You can go like Unstoppable move speed, or you can go leap build with slowing hex, or you can even just rush Kevlar. Pretty much, dude, you can build whatever you want. Like the ult's going to do a billion damage no matter what. It just depends on what you want.
Taz looking to get this one turned in already. My Dong are grouping up around there. All of their ultimates are available. Concussive Combustion, crucially, going to be.
Is this you? Yeah, I see you.
Last stand there for Captain. So this will be an.
Oh, they're trying to intercept though. They're doing the earn fight before the earn and catching it in transit near the actual turn in. Oh,
it's impossible to burst.
That's a huge wall, actually. Massive wall. Everyone, dude.
In the way, of course, will be the time.
See ya. You're dead. Bye.
Attempted there for Litz.
I thought it was a massive wall, but then they all ended up dying anyway. It looked like a big wall.
Now he's looking pretty dangerous. Will use that soul exchange though, but the damage is very, very good onto the lash. Then they'll be able to chase him down. 2 for 1 favoring My Dong here. However, the owner's on the other side of the map.
The urn is being used.
Yeah, not much longer as it does get turned in.
There's the urn. See ya.
For PS
Now they're down 12K.
I mean, that fight they just took, they were at a man disadvantage, and they still went for engagement off the back of that urn turn in, though, knowing people out of position. They're going to go for a push onto this Walker.
Oh,
the Walker's really,
big Ivy. Huge Ivy, actually. Oh my God.
Yeah, with their lives, more importantly, as Litz goes in.
Good hit for Litz, though. That Stone Idol able to stun up Martin for a time. And another paradox swap, and yep, the damage from Captain going through.
Oh yeah, dude. It's not looking good. It's not looking good.
Going down. We saw Pudgelize Cambria get to.
Honestly, I'm a little bit sad. I don't understand why the McGinnis doesn't go support build versus the Paradox anyway. I feel like you just want an early rescue beam, and who else on your team is going to build early rescue beam except for what, Viscous or something? I don't know.
If you're on be here, I know you want to go in.
Oh, big wall, big ult. McGinnis looking, and McGinnis is dead. She's running. She's running from Yamato right now. She just walks up, ults, and runs. They get the rejuve. McGinnis running for her life from Yamato still. Yeah, she's dead. Nice down dash.
Everyone coming around you as well on the enemy side, and well, unfortunately, he will fall, leaving Maidong down a player now as PS looks to potentially push off the back of this.
It's a nice alchemical flask hit there for Captain, but they do not have their ultimate available, and of course they're playing against the team with Rejuvenator. Now bear in mind, much like other games you may have played, not only does Rejuvenator give you the advantage to respawn much quicker, it also buffs your minions across the map.
Well, here comes the group push. Rejuve's pushing every lane. Time to group yellow.
Now you can see this Walker's starting.
I said group yellow, but every lane's yellow. Faded.
3 of them up right now, but that is about to change. No doubt.
I mean, they can wave clear this maybe, but oh, they're dead. If they stay here, this is really bad. I don't think they can. They want to take this fight that unless they find a good pick. Let me see. I mean, the ball's rolling around, but it's not really doing that much. Guy's getting caught. Does she have swap? And McGinnis is dead again, dude. She's having the worst game, dude. She is dead on cooldown. This is. I don't think there's a reason they should be all winning outside on the Walker. I think they should really just keep. They should have. Okay, if you look at the mini map right now, look what Mirage is doing. Mirage is split pushing for a Walker. It's like, okay, so why are you all winning the fight outside, taking the fight there? Why not just wave clear and just AFK with McGinnis wall on the towers? Like, what else are you gonna do? Now they're just getting snowballed, right? They stagger a few deaths. Now it's like 6v3 over and over again, and they're just gonna lose.
But it was just a little bit too late to do much of anything here. Only nicely done though. Big heavy barrage coming out of spawn.
I mean, that ult is giant. That dude. Here's how overpowered the ult build is. This guy literally walks out of spawn after chain feeding. He's down like 8k souls from the entire enemy team. Pops ult and kills 2 people. That's crazy how broken the ult is.
But the upside for Maidong is that's a lot of souls going back their way because they get those kills, and more importantly, since the lanes are pushing against them, they can clean up a lot of farm. The only question I have in mind, though, is how much of the jungle are they going to be able to secure?
Which ult? McGinnis ult. It's because the base damage on McGinnis ult is so high, even if you have no items, you're still going to kill people.
Base to do so. But we also didn't see
she was down like 5 to 8k souls on everybody and just immediately ran up and killed 2 people at a spawn off a wall. Oh, is she pushing up again? Is she... Oh, this is sketch for this Paradox.
Which is where Shiv really excels.
Just kidding. See you later.
Looking to back away as we have a burst of activity from Maidong.
Everybody's fighting for the buffs right now. The side buffs are spawning in 10 seconds, boys.
Coming down, Onabi going to throw a wall up to disengage, and the Infernus is able to walk away. The Infernus, by the way, who is starting to get pretty scary. That's a Titanic magazine picked up for them at tier 3, of course. So they're getting along in terms of their build now at 21k souls. Maidong still.
They said debuilt Titanic on Infernus. Interesting.
Not to mention, they just picked up both buffs as well. I believe Crew got on the left-hand side, and we saw Tvik get on the right-hand side. I believe he got movement.
Oh, swaps. Goodbye, Infernus. See ya, buddy. Now he's going to go down too. He's going to have to goo ball out.
exactly that.
he's good. He's good. He can
Catch
ball
them
out. He's fine.
somehow. Now Yamato
I was worried he might get
absolutely
silenced or something, but didn't matter.
Notice they've also got their rejuvenating trinket there as well. We'll get to that though. Fate able to pick off Marfin. I mean, so fed right now is.
Guys, what are you doing? You see 6 on the lane and you're still jungling, or you're like walking around the walker? You know they're all waiting. Oh no.
Oh yeah, with these longer fights, right?
I mean, Mirage has ult again. I feel like Mirage could maybe shove another walker in this time frame, but it's just like, it's so difficult.
Yeah, I don't know what Maidon can really do to get back into this one because they're kind of have too many of their players far behind. I mean, Cruz on 25k is the most fed player on his team. The problem is we just have a
Yeah, 2 of them, 3 of them just went down. Yeah, this is a GG now, boys. It's a GG.
25k is going to amount to nothing.
Honestly, they're just getting picked too much.
This one's going to be over in a couple of moments, folks. I just want to set your
Like, the earn fight is one thing. You try the earn fight, you lose, you're down 10k. But if they have rejuve and you're all inning outside in the walker when you have a Mirage split pushing, it makes no sense. Even if you aren't going to all in it, just leave one person a wave clear and walk away. Just throw like a Geist grenade on cooldown from max range. There's nothing you can do to defend it, you know?
2k souls. He's still more than enough to blow any individual on Maidon to smithereens if they put a foot out of line.
They're gonna have Captain come back in, Majestic leave, and maybe the last stand will be enough to hold them back. But honestly, he's just gonna be bursted before that can really do much damage. Here we go. We have 4 players left alive. Wall, they're gonna be coming back in. The wall gonna be thrown as well to help separate them. The problem is no one's really in the pit, and they're all in the pit generally towards the same side.
Oh, here we go. Big it this whole time. Turn it. And here comes the immediate all in. They even have knockdown for...
He's also going to get eliminated.
It's like, bro, you just got to rush Unstoppable if you want to do this in comp, I think. Or do Leap. Pick one.
A fair bit of damage. Eventually it has to succumb. But this patron is done, and Podulai Escambria will be advancing for another crack at the buff enjoyers.
Yep.
Yeah, another chance to get back into this, potentially take them down, be the first team.
My dong not looking too good in that game, boys. Unlucky.
Blitz on the Ivy.
Ooh.
We kind of touched
The
on
Ivy
this
did
again.
stop like 3 different
Well,
McGinnis ults.
Ivy's a bit of a rough laner, but I tell you
And
what,
did actually do pretty well.
we really into the pockets. We constantly saw airdrops followed up by stone forms, like from the literal top rope. Blitz is coming in and securing these big stuns a number of times on Muffin as well. Crucially,
Oh, yeah, dude.
stunning up that lady guy is so important because she's so cooldown dependent.
I think what's really important, by the way that Litz played Ivy in particular as well, is the impact he had in like early to mid game and in mid game, right? Because he was being involved in these other lanes, he was able to help keep his farm up. Not to mention, really help out
It's
the
true.
other laners.
Support Ivy, but doing a lot of damage because they buy, 3 gun items. And then on top of that,
in the 4 lane,
rapid recharge duration for big damage. Like, I really appreciate support players who do a lot of damage. Also, huge shout out to production in this tournament. For those who don't know, the entire production, so what you've seen on screen with the UI stuff, bringing in all of this stuff, bringing all those clips for their player of the match, all done by one person.
More pressure on the Ivy. You saw it in that
very cool, very insane, like actually insane production for one person.
Matches. Also, while it was a close call on player of the match, Hardeki, not the flashiest game of Shiv, but got ahead where the name in game is Fate, but it is in fact Hardeki. We confirmed. Here's the problem when you're playing a Steam game, right? Players will change their name for no reason whatsoever. So we'll try and crack down on the teams.
What's their name?
Like, hey,
Solomon.
Solomon. Can you at least use your
good old SLMN?
Hardeki will be swapping.
He does a lot of tourneys and other scenes too. He's sick. First pick Ivy.
First pick Ivy. That's the
wow. Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. So obviously, yeah, like powerful support really prioritized early.
And of course, they immediately pick Paradox Ray.
Teams are probably realizing, I think, just how important these rotations are. I think Podulai Escambria had like the
dude, people love Ivy, huh?
Previous game and could kind of be everywhere. And
it could also be a counter pick because Litz probably plays a lot of Ivy for PS.
Devastating it was last.
There could be a lot of like
hotly contested in this region, especially
target pick bans here that I don't know the entire lore on.
Just picking people off
Immediate Kelvin. Ooh. Because McGinnis is banned, they didn't pick their supports. They're going to take away Ivy, Kelvin. So now what's the last ones they can build? Like Dynamo and Viscous?
It's just extraordinarily powerful through every phase, and the burst damage with
Kelvin's always good too.
Still do enough. To be honest, they nerfed it twice already in terms of the spirit scaling, but I feel like there's like
and Listic likes to build Gun Kelvin. Oh, dude, Gun Kelvin is a menace, dude. Gun Kelvin does a lot of damage.
1.1 still, right? That's a huge.
But the big one is also it removes a pick from PS to have like an easy support option because they ban McGinnis, they pick Ivy, and then it's like, well, if they also take Kelvin, I mean, what are they gonna do?
Go on, Jason, let it out. Let it out.
There's Shiv, by the way.
Support
I assume that'll be Mr. Michael on the Shiv. I think they pick Viscous.
You suck them all in with the singularity.
I don't know though.
Your ultimate to
I'm
go off right
clueless.
when they're about to get out, so they get
Does he get like an Infernus or something? Yamato. Okay.
Potentials.
Okay, so do we get the Geist for the Yamato, or are we gonna kind of save the Geist?
They're gonna Geist. I think they 100% Geist.
PS would pick Geist,
but I don't know who's gonna play it because it's usually. Oh no, it's Demo that plays Geist. Oh, the Warden. Never mind. See ya.
So that's always good to see. But I'm super curious. We're gonna allow PS to get both Lash and Paradox there.
Yeah. I mean, Zania just wants to play Lash all the time. I don't think we've ever seen them play not Lash. Lash is also 100% picked to band.
I'm also,
yet it's being left
yeah,
so
Lash is
late.
very
Maybe
late.
I feel like between Paradox and Wraith, like they have great, like, engage / pick potential. Now they've taken the 7 here, so someone that combines.
Buff Enjoyers is 3 Geist Enjoyers.
Really terrifying late game
They enjoy everything. Also,
really
Goosey, thank you for 23-month resub. Appreciate it.
Late enough into the game for the 7 to be that level.
You're thinking like an ass 6,
talk about,
bro.
A carry that scales beautifully well on Spirit Power. In terms of even movement speed scaling on Spirit Power 7, pretty terrifying.
Is it going to be Abrams Dynamo, the last 2 picks for PS? Because they don't really have a front line. Like Yamato, a pseudo front line with the ultimate, right? But
where are the
no
tanks?
Really soak any damage for them.
Dude, I'm a tank enjoyer in this game, chat. I believe the team with more tanks with like 1 support or in 1 hard carry wins.
Has not, from what I've seen, been really that hotly contested, right? Abrams.
Are they gonna pick Geist?
5.
The Geist check
5 times over the course of all of our fight nights here. So
a Mo and Krill even.
the Geist check. Hello. Okay, I really like Buff Enjoyers comp a lot. I have no idea how they got all that. Yo, can we talk about this? No Geist on either team. Hello.
Anything that can disrupt the
Why are they not Geist believers? All right, well, Infernus is just gonna show up late game, but then you have the Warden pocket. Dude, that team comp is so disgusting. I assume it's gonna be Gun Kelvin, right? So you have Gun Kelvin. You have Infernus, which is Infernus is minus, what is it, 25% spirit damage dealt out of Lash, 7, Yamato, and Wraith is all kind of insane too. There's like a lot, dude. Like Infernus is a lot of passives. Like who goes Gun on PS? I assume Wraith maybe.
With Paradox and Dynamo paired together, because
obviously Paradox is a little bit. Isn't it 30? Wait, is it 30? I thought it was 25. I'm all in believer on Buff Enjoyers comp. Ivy, Kelvin, Shiv, Pocket, and Furnace Warden is crazy to me. So guys, my gut says, and my head say Buff Enjoyers will win because I like their comp more. My heart is with the Dynamo. Okay, 7 Wraith versus Warden Ivy, Shiv, Kelvin, Viscous, Paradox.
Kind of expecting maybe the Warden and Kelvin to be
together. Sorry, not Viscous. What's called Dynamo.
You're like being smart about how they use their stamina, or at least keeping track of it. You can lock down a binding word, but obviously the Ivy Warden, like, I guess there's a lot more kill potential there because you have the slam, the stun.
Last hits, question mark?
Well, but also helps Warden make sure to have a semi-successful lane. Paradox, though, that's where my eyes looking at, to be honest.
Oh no. Yeah, already a lot of pressure being felt by Pudgelayas Cambria here as a result of this lane's KLS rather on the Shiv. Dimov will be on the Pocket, so that's a little bit scary. And again, we have a Yamato Infernus matchup here, which really seems like it can go either way. A lot of it comes down to the harass, of course, with Yamato's ultimate fire and that power / connecting.
Yeah, exactly. I think when you see
Pocket versus Lash,
Yamato, like, I think together is pretty damn decent, to be honest.
Minus 15% spear resist
into a power slash can just catch the enemy completely off guard, and if you hit those
first item, extra regen.
Play extra passive.
Dude, extra regen owns, chat.
Hideki immediately went for an extra regen in that lane. Obviously, a 7, sometimes you want to take some damaging stuff, but
I love first item extra regen. I've been building it for weeks.
Aggressively by that Ivy, I think.
I kind of saw. Oh god, dude.
It's like Dimov under some real pressures, and he wants
the Pocket gets hit so hard.
So, really quickly, extra regen, probably the best single-handed 500 item in the game by far, especially in the laning phase, because the regen you have from that one.
Yeah, Shiv? It's okay. It's okay. Wait.
He's able to dodge a lot of the damage amp that Pocket can get.
Shiv, you don't have this damage dagger yet. You can die.
A Lash, it's quite easy to dodge away from those, considering you can use your 2 on just minions alone and
headshot
really
booster,
and then allow
classic
damage back in onto the Pocket. So that lane's gonna be a little bit tough, I'd say, for Dimov, but again, I don't think he necessarily needs to win the lane, because I think Buff Enjoyers
headshot booster chat is like a free 7 to 10% damage for the first 10 minutes.
Not often.
It's actually crazy damage.
The early game, but they always still come back when it comes to their macro, because they have still, in my opinion,
hollow point extra regen.
They're out of any team.
Is that Hardeki on the enemy team? Yes, that is Hardeki from Apex on PS.
To try and look to pressure Zania out of the lane as a result of that.
Well,
Okay,
the
let's
barrage is hard to hit though. That's the problem, is because Zania can just leap into the air, right? So I think every time Demoff tries to go for it, I want to assume Zania is just punishing him for that 24/7.
You guys hitting headshots? No, you run on a shotgun character. You don't have to hit headshots. You just spam until it happens.
Being challenged a little bit in this lane.
Who's the underdog? I don't know actually. I would say so. Buff Enjoyers has won the last few tournaments in EU, but then the last tournament I saw in EU, PS beat them. But I do think Buff Enjoyers is generally considered favored for EU.
He just looks on in dismay.
Yeah, good little movement as well as Hardeki to just kind of open things up.
Here comes Kelvin.
Onto this one. In the meantime, we do see a chase, a little bit of a gate coming in on this 4 lane. As you can see, Kelvin played by Listic. Actually, Kelvin played by Listic. That's the funny thing, is normally you see Piggy playing it.
Oh yeah, because it's not support Kelvin, it's gun Listic. Listic is playing gun Kelvin. It's gonna be cool.
Welcome to my...
It's amount of damage though, definitely putting the fear of God in Zerky.
PS1 off Soul Rebirth. Okay, not wrong. The way they won was hilarious. They did beat Buff Enjoyers. They bought 6 Soul Rebirths, and Buff Enjoyers killed 3, but they just kept respawning and couldn't kill them all. Then Buff Enjoyers died and then lost the match. It was like super late game.
And the paradox.
What was really important about that gank too was it was a gank that really didn't hurt Buff Enjoyers whatsoever, because they shoved the lane and they were able to get back to lane.
Any damage because the first not have damage itself?
So basically they
oh
lose
yeah.
souls and they apply some presence to help maybe Zerky
I mean,
out a little bit. Though Zerky is technically winning his lane right now in terms of these souls. I think the problem obviously comes down to that 2 lane. Where
I'm a big fan of Gun Kelvin anyway. If he does like Alk Fire Dome like the good old days, it's gonna be cool.
You know, Yamato probably doesn't love going up against the Infernus and these protracted engagements. Okay, Flame Dash going in. Zerky wants a piece of this, but
oh my, he's dead. Dude.
Has to back away, and Zerky just got
hey guys, is that the minus? Hey guys, minus 30% spirit damage dealt, by the way. Minus 30% spirit damage dealt, by the way. See ya, buddy.
Coming through, but now he's fallen so far behind in his lane. He's over 1k behind, 1.4 at the moment. And
did he miss the slash? He did not miss. He missed nothing. It's just that Infernus's dot makes you do 30% less spirit damage, and it's Yamato. So he thought he could trade, but he couldn't trade. So he just walks away.
Or will he continue to try to fight things out and deny as much farm as possible? And I think that's something that we haven't really seen, haven't seen explored too much in these competitive
Dude, I'm a Piggy fan. He plays all the supports for Buff Enjoyers, and he owns.
But then again, if you don't push lane, you can't have presence on other lanes.
How do people build Warden at this level?
Shoot me if I don't.
It's usually Gun Warden.
Like, maybe you want to like try and farm for an oppressive advantage, but if you can't manifest that,
I don't think I see Leap ult that often in EU. I think in EU, I remember I asked Timo about this like a week ago. He said that people don't go ult build as much as they do gun build in EU still, even with Leap.
By Sunset and Litz. Podulai Escambria looking much better than last time we saw these two fight in a Deadlock fight night.
I mean, to be fair, that combo,
it's now been Leap Spirit only for the past week or so. Yeah, North Americans are just the innovators, let's be real. Oh. Wait, they don't have shit! Oh my... Did he not quantum his teammate? Wait, I thought he quantum with his teammate. Oh, dude, that's tough. It's okay, Yamato's here. They're fine.
As they try and escape, but Michaelis eventually gets brought down. The rotation from the Yamato from that 4 lane into the 3, making a big difference. Still another bit of a fight here though. Hardeki
and now they invade the jungle. Goodbye.
And elsewhere, Zania going down.
See ya. Noob's down.
Player, Michaelis, but that's it, right? I mean, they still pick up 2 kills on the other parts of the map. Hardeki goes down. Zania actually loses up against Demoff in the 1v1.
Pops Warden ult just to kill the tower faster. They need to kill the tower before they get back, so he's trying to pop it before they get there. Pops Stone Form to dodge Lash ult. Nice. Damn, the Warden did die. If the Warden popped ult earlier, maybe they could have done it.
Evasion from that CC. So another pick off again on the Warden.
Yeah, big ball too. He drops over the enemy side for souls. We do see Listic being caught out here as a
oh, that Kelvin's fucked.
Lock this one in. They should be able to. Nice little knock-up comes in. Just the finisher, and Listic
there is a
fall.
shift here though.
So yeah, PS. I mean, they definitely come back with a vengeance. I think they're looking to be the new kings of EU here, Mitch.
Ooh, early calls coming from the casters. I like it.
Sure, underground tournament. I'm not sure if I recall, but that was obviously a great one for Podulai Escambria. And we've kind of, anybody watching along at least peripherally knows that this team have really started to assert themselves in this region. And now, because we didn't quite get that Guardian last time, but Piggy's happy to step up and...
More like caster curse? Yeah, true.
Glancing over some of the... Oh, we're going to have a fight here. Never mind. Frost Grenade connecting on the Zania. He's going to be able to get himself out of there, but the Arctic Game will slow the lash down.
Big slows?
From the pocket.
He, doesn't matter. Pockets here. So yeah.
Yes, he will, and Zania gets caught out. Nice little dive here on the lash.
Parries Del pocket, get out.
I like
Nice, clean.
Metallistic did too, because he goes into the Guardian and parries it. Just make sure that D-Mob doesn't get hit by it, because he's already extremely overextended.
I'm guessing
somewhat.
Shiv was second
They
being
wouldn't lose too
7.
much HP, especially 'cause there was another
For
game
buff
coming
enjoyers, they
just
first picked Ivy, and then the second, third was Kelvin.
Kill, which at least allowed him to survive without losing a player. So very smart.
Into
little
Shiv, I
things
believe.
Like that, I think, is what makes buff enjoyers so good as a team. Especially considering they were already losing this 2 lane quite heavily.
Hideki here, happy to trade with Piggy at length. Some of those key items really starting to get online. You notice that sort of duration extender here already coming on board for this 7. So wasting no time, rapid recharge. Excuse
Who
me.
did they ban?
Zero time and being able to
Buff
spam
enjoyers
down
ban Mirage. PS ban
constantly.
McGinnis.
Yeah, and the Mystic Reach as well. Like, one thing we've seen a lot with 7 and recent changes is that his the ball that he throws out, you can make that so big, and it really did not
Die,
allow
tower.
the area to play in a team fight.
You know what's crazy, by the way? These tower changes slow down the game so much. Like, this Shiv might still trade. He's got barrier, never mind.
Lash down in general, but eventually
That's the first 2 towers of the game going down in like 9 minutes. It used to be towers going down like 5. It was crazy.
And it gets this durability virtually from that bloodletting ability.
Also important to note, because they pulled 4 players of PS over to that 3 lane. They were
When
trying
is
to push
Shiv
the
gonna get
blood lane
nerfed?
during this entire time.
Guys, Shiv
There's
isn't
still
overpowered. You just need to dodge the
guarded
ultimate.
away from unlocking that flex slot, which we did see a push on 1 and 4 at the
hang
same
on.
time there. And it looks like they're going to
Nice little move tech. Let's go.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Guardian very, very low here, so this should at least be that objective picked up for Buff Enjoys, but they want a little bit more.
Wants to-
power.
he's like, I need to get this tower.
Zergy not opting
Tower
to get involved in
secured.
the fight, though. They really just want
Flex
the
slot
Guardian.
open.
Hey, they
Oh,
got like painful, but there's more to do
pops
here.
dome on Lash ult.
Shelter thrown down. That actually keeps Zania inside of it.
Oh, does he get out?
I guess the Death Slam
Dude, Divine
inside of
Barrier.
it. Great little play there from Listic, but
Sam, Listic almost killed him. Really close to getting a trade out of that dome.
Unfortunately, he's caught in their midst.
Yeah,
I mean,
still,
hey,
in the end, right? They get
the PS is,
the
you know, their
Guardian,
first,
so they get the slot,
whatchamacallit.
46k souls, so this is gonna allow
Oh,
them to
wait.
really turn the equalization and souls that they do have between the 2 teams. into
Sorry, I was looking at it
their
backwards.
advantage. Taking a
Buff
little cut,
Enjoyers
unfortunately. But
has
still,
their
I mean, I think
first
the damage has been done.
flex
Buff
slot.
Enjoyers are really
PS
setting the
does
pace
not.
Of this match so far,
So
but
it's kinda
fully
looking
causing
sketch.
PS to respond. They're making PS play reactive, and Buff Enjoyers are playing proactive.
Again, Paradox trying to set up a pick opportunity. Zergy wants to try and come in here, but has to get around the carbine there. Flame
Don't
dash
worry,
for
guys,
some
it's just
durability
Infernus
on the
here.
burn. Taz getting a little bit low. Another time wall thrown up at Zergy.
Oh, he's trying to give one more refresh on him. He's hoping one of the bullets to go through.
Ultilayas Cambria able to keep their Paradox alive.
Listic,
but Listic
it's
caught in the singularity.
Dynamo
You're right for that
ulted.
one, sir. That happened through the middle part of the map here.
That's crazy, by the way. The souls are so even, despite PS getting a lot more kills, I think, just because Buff Enjoyers has a lot more towers. It's kind of, it's interesting.
It's not very clean as we do have Zergy and D-Mob over there to help.
Seagull, how do you counter a melee Shiv? Oh, just parry, dude. It's fine. Just parry.
Things down. And more importantly, Listic backup as well. So that's going to be the important part, that they're going to have all 6 alive. The urn is going to be picked up.
Urn check.
We actually had D-Mob come to the TT behind them.
Wait, it's fine. He's fine. He's Infernus. He'll win. He wins these. He wins these. He's Infernus.
Doesn't have long left.
Okay, not V2 though. Not verse 2. Not verse 2.
Zergy though hit with the decay. That's looking pretty dangerous, of course. And they will be run down. Taz gets on the scene pretty quickly. The urn though in the hands right now of Sunset is being taken across the map, and there won't really be anybody from Buff Enjoyers to intervene with this. They're going to trade this for a walker in the 1 lane by the looks.
I mean, yeah.
So there's 4 people in lane 3 and 4 here combined. You can see Dynamo trying to come back as quick as
Buff
possible.
Enjoyers just like, you know what?
Down as Zania is going to be behind.
You guys can have that urn. We're going to try and push a walker.
Buff Enjoyers have 5 players in the vicinity. Well, now 4. So
Got to trade for every objective.
If they can't get the walker, you could be
Now, how do you stop the wave clear though? See, it always feels difficult to trade urns for walkers when the backdoor protection comes back so quickly after wave clearing. It's like it incentivizes. It's just strange. Oh, wait. Now, in the meantime, in the top right of the map, by the way, you can see Yamato and Wraith also took a walker. 4 PS. What is going on in this? I was like, how long does it take this pocket to die?
The sole lead here for Podula's Cambria, billowing out to 9k.
12 kills to 4 as well for PS, as they do score an 8k solely. Not to mention they have 9 ability points ahead of their opponents as well. Just want to point out really
PS
quickly, by the way,
is...
Dima, when he gets stuff slammed into the walker, he doesn't just try to run away, he just kills the walker because he realizes it's solo on HP.
I think that trap for Buff Enjoyers would have worked if they didn't have so much wave clear there. That wave that got broke meant that the entire fight happens instead of just getting a free walker and leaving.
The driver's seat.
It's just tough.
It's about them being able to take this.
They got out macroed. I don't know if it was necessarily like they were intentionally trading Walker for Urn, but the wave clear was just too good. They just couldn't take it fast enough before they died.
Really push it against you.
Space for the prime.
This could get awkward as well for Podula's Cambria. They have a ton of souls, but they don't have their first flex slot yet, Jason. There's still 2 of Buff Enjoyer's Guardians standing. And you'll see teams do this. Really doggedly defend those last 2, or one of the last 2 remaining Guardians to keep Podula's Cambria, I mean, especially in case, off their 5th spirit item.
Technically, Buff Enjoyers has a flex slot over them somehow during all of this, I think. But, you know, I don't know how useful it is if you're down 10k still. But Timo says, I think Buff Enjoyers underdogs. Yeah, PS did beat them in the last 30, but that was with like 6 soul rebirths, so. Alright, look at the tier 3. Surge of Power, recharge on 7. Torment Pulse, Yamato. 2 leaps. Dude, 4 leaps in the game. Let's go, boys. Leap Warden, Leap Pocket, Leap Dynamo, Leap Lash. And Piggy, of course, the tier 3 Rescue Beam.
The more frequently you can have that Carbine available, the more of those pick opportunities you can create. And very standardly, Torment Pulse here, the first pick up put together on that Yamato.
I'm surprised PS doesn't have another Rescue Beam on their team. I don't think they even have one yet. I really think 1 Rescue Beam per team is just too useful.
Right? The 1650k with the 7 and the Wraith. And those are really squishy heroes, to be fair. Obviously, you know, Sunset on the Wraith a little bit easier to get away because you have to use your teleport.
Oh, big fight in mid. Listic is Scott's here, buddy. I think he had to pop Dome there. The moment Lucas is going to cut by Wraith ult, he has to Dome. I don't even know if it's like, he's still probably dead, but like, I don't know. Maybe want to keep the ult.
Patch off there in the middle of the map. Still pretty low respawn time, but Podula's Cambria finally get that last Guardian down, and now both teams have.
And Listic is so far behind in souls, he's just going to get bullied the rest of this game right now. It's not looking too great.
Up in 40 seconds. We're going to see some of these neutral farm cleared right now, and no surprise to see Zania eyeing off that farm on that one lane, looking to get that one pushing. Obviously, that side of the map
is there a player that's like goated? No, not yet.
So Mitch,
we don't even have leaderboards yet.
Scary for Buff Enjoyers is the fact that they typically
we're in the early days. You don't even have a leaderboard to know who's rank 1. You don't have anything. Everybody's just vibing.
The problem is, though, is that Sunset on the Wraith is so fed that I feel like no one can really 1v1 him right now on Buff Enjoyer's side. So if you try to do that, Sunset's going to win out on that trade and then eventually pick up the objective off the back of that if you're trying to pull PS out of position as Buff Enjoyers.
13 soul difference now.
Buffs
has respawn. Buffs, of course.
Acquired.
Oh, that's pretty good. Sunset getting the gun buff there. Very, very
soul earn time. See you later.
Fire rate and ammunition.
Time to start jogging.
Kind of exactly what Wraith wants to do, honestly. And here's the earn take.
So they're not taking it to turn it in necessarily. They're also just taking it more importantly to deny it from the enemy team, because they know it's going to be very difficult for them to kind of contest it with the deficit they have. I mean, they obviously have the ability to close the gap.
Dynamo's just watching from mid. He's like, yeah, I'm ready to ult. Let's go.
He's been here on top of mid quite a lot.
Oh.
Information game, but it looks like PS, they're going to just try to bait.
Just going to bait mid boss?
They're not going to fully commit to it. They're trying to pull Buff Enjoyers in for a
fight. Wait. This is chaos fight. This is a huge chaos fight now. On like 3 different floors. What the fuck is happening? Okay, think does have lash ults? Buff Enjoyers was successfully baited, I think. Unless they can turn, but I don't think they can. Shiv's gonna go down now. Yeah, they're fucked.
Here comes the 7, and they are devastating. Hardeki for 2. The KLS falling at the end there, and there will be a chase further on Zergy. Dimov falls in the periphery. That's together. Only Yamato able to chase the.
Here comes infinite damage 7. See you later.
Of those cooldowns, and ultimately a mid boss here for Podula.
Now they get to do mid boss and pick up the urn. Wait, they didn't pick up the urn. It's running.
Allowed Hardeki and Sunset just to sit there on the back lines and constantly attack. Yeah, we see Hardeki missing a little bit of HP, but damn, that was.
I guess they needed everyone to kill it as fast as they could. Ivy's coming in. Ivy's flying in right now. Here she comes. Here she comes. Go for the steal. Oh, see ya.
Too late. Couldn't quite get there in time.
A good 7 stun too.
For a speed boost to get away as he realizes he's just a little too late. Still, this might be tough.
Is he gonna get caught out now though? The decay?
Again, the durability, but doesn't.
Ah, dude, this is tough.
Mobility. Powered up punch here. Oh yeah.
Wait, but they're baiting. Here comes the Warden in the shop. Big choke point. Dynamo might got Dynamo chase too hard.
down. Now they've been able to pick
Warden went down though.
Torito goes for
Is
the
Shiv gonna go down?
No,
Dude, they just got hard baited.
that big power flash
No,
there.
they're getting
Maybe
trolled.
expecting that. And the TP away here for Sunset, but they're going to be chased. He wants to try and land a stun, and they do.
Oh,
Sunset goes
God.
down to half. 92 bullets in the chamber, though, with that gun buff. It's very scary to go up against the Wraith here. And upstairs we go. Maybe you're regretting that right now. It's unclear.
Holy shit. Kind of psycho to push that so aggressively, even at 6v3. Being the first person in. Oh, see ya. He almost died.
Being surrounded by so many PS players, and now I think
I just don't understand.
feed themselves into the wood chipper.
They just keep all winning these team fights when they're down. Like, I don't think you guys should be taking 6v6s when Listic is 10k souls. Like, what's the point? You're just gonna feed. I don't know.
But unfortunately, he just doesn't have, I guess, the souls he needs to be that impactful player, considering the people he's trying to kill have like 6-7k more souls than him. So well done by PS there. I do want to point out really quickly, as ZP's also mentioned as well in chat as we're watching. I mean, Litz, he's very far behind in souls. But because he's been
Buff and Joys does not have hard CCs. Yeah, they have like
such a long time.
Infernus Soul, Ivy,
Stoneform,
Warden Root, but not a lot of just hard CCs. It is true. Not like a Paradox, who's like point and click and swappy type. Or a 7 stun, or a Wraith ult, or Dynamo ult, or Lash ult. I know what you mean.
He also has Majestic Leap now, by the way. So that's one way of getting a decent Singularity delivery system online. Unless they're just turning in that urn. So Podulaz can bring it out. This is blowing out to a 30.
I mean,
look at the kill difference in this game. That is absurd.
24 kills to 7 is so difficult, dude. What do you even do against this?
Getting picked off here. It looks like it's another day at the office for Together. Podulaz Cabria definitely want that King of the Hill spot. Right now, they're good to take in game 1.
I mean, this is a BO3 though. We'll see.
Very, very fed. Pretty close to that tier 4 item. Now, Michaelis, you see escalating exposure picked up. Sunset does have the shadow weave.
The one thing you can see here, remember I was talking about backdoor protection being so powerful? They immediately are wave clearing and holding these walkers pretty well. At least that one. His lifesteal, his lifesteal. Oh my god. Into rescue beam. Yeah, don't worry guys, it's just Infernus. Don't worry guys, it's just Infernus.
If he did, I think PS would have taken the walker. They would continue to push into the base as well.
It looked like so much was getting thrown at him. Podulaz Cabria though here now have all the walkers taken down.
They did stall it a lot. Be careful, Shiv has escalating exposure.
Also, a number of Podulaz Cabria players probably in a position to be able to buy soon. They're also noting that Shiv has hit
the Infernus doesn't even have heal booster. Yeah, true, he didn't have heal booster or leech. He's just vibing.
Longer fights, this Shiv is going to be a terror.
As I said before, I mean, Shiv just does not want to get bursted down. He does not want to die very easily. And the lucky side for him as well, he's one of the more fed players on his team. But I think this might potentially be one of the final fights of the game here, actually, because we do see the urn being picked up. It looks like PS want to
yet another urn.
Because honestly, they win either way. I feel like they win.
Look at all these nice boxes.
Ignoring anything crazy happening from Buff and Joy's side, or they get the urn turn in, or they get both. And that's going to be really, really bad for Buff and Joy's to come back from. And I don't know if they can come back from it, but I feel like this is almost a fight they have
give it to
take,
Lash.
because
He's like, hey man, I might have to ult this.
If they lose a fight near their
Heal
base,
him up.
They've lost the map.
Good old Dynamo.
40k soul lead and change.
Yeah, I don't know what you do against 40k soul lead. That is that's tough.
Buff and Joys know at some point something's got to give. They cannot allow Amberside to continue getting this soul lead. We've got so many more of those big items can be developed here.
I think, you know, my Dong put up a better fight so far than map 1 out of Buff and Joyers.
I was paying attention to where like Sunset was going and Top was going on the mini map.
God damn it! I can't resist it. I'm sorry.
So they're just kind of forcing Buff and Joyers to contest this, but in the end, like Buff and Joyers get nothing, PS get nothing. But they also do get the ability to pick up a lot of farm here on the map. I think they want to shove the lanes one more time before they do go for a turn in, if they go for a turn in.
Yeah, some more buys coming in from a number of these players. Looks like improved reach just getting picked up there for Hideki. Just wants to make the lightning orb even more powerful.
Oh, they got Curse now as well here onto Together to deal with Zergy, so that survivability he was able to do escaping that game.
Time for the casual farming side of the game. Everybody go back, farm our jungle, everything up, respawn. Then we'll come back and see what's going on.
It's going to be pretty susceptible.
Temporary truce.
What's the Last stand from Ward. I'm not sure that would be interrupted by a curse, but I mean, it is a pretty powerful item in terms of its disruptive capability. Okay, Orb though, Earn rather. They might be a little bit more serious about it this time, but notice it.
Pop up. Here we go again. Here we go again. Round two. Round two.
Across the map.
Guys, we're super serious about getting this now, okay?
Fight, but we've always complimented Buff and Joy's general macro play, Jason. It's been a high point from what we've seen from them.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing the respect out of PS for Buff and Joyers right now, because if this was the other way around, Buff and Joyers would have closed out this game with this kind of lead. They've done that so many times in the past. So PS, I think they realize, okay, we have everything we need to win this game, but let's not mess it up. And let's not F it up, I guess I will say. I'll keep it PG for here. And they're going to look for the fight.
PG with the team name Mydong.
I mean, you're allowed to do
God
that. You
damn
made
it.
zero Mydong jokes. I'm very proud of you, actually.
Yeah, he did. He toned it down. He didn't go.
That you know. That you heard.
Oh, Yamato's going in. Sticks the Urn. Doesn't even care. Pops ult. Here comes the Paradox swap. Paradox swaps into curse into kill on the pocket. Oh, goodbye, dude. Everybody's dead. It's over. Holy shit, they got, yep. See ya.
You can attribute to every single member of this Podulais Cambria squad. The KLS, of course, the last play you expect to get bursted down first. Some bags to pick up, some lanes
Oh,
to
that's tough. They got outdrafted. Bro, I had faith in the Buff Enjoyers draft. I was wrong. I don't know anything. PS knows more. They delayed and took the fight and synced it up with mid boss even. I feel like if Buff Enjoyers was tracking mid boss, they would have known that that's a mid boss fight too and just not go for it. It's not worth it.
When you have numbers in this game and you have a 50k plus soul lead, if you get one kill early on like that,
you're just an ass 6 caster. I know. I'm sorry. I'm only Ascendant 6. I'm ass 6, guys.
And I feel like this is going to be the push to win the game.
We've got players on 33k souls on Podulais Cambria, players on 14k souls on Buff and Joy. So it is a drastic difference right now.
Zooming.
We've here for Sunset, maybe hoping to catch someone who dared to push out of their lane, but of course getting fucked with minions, and of course just in general being able to come back with his rejuve is very, very powerful. Soul Rebirth also picked up there for Taz, so keep an eye out for that. It does increase your respawn time, but getting to come back and fight is pretty darn good. Pretty meticulous macro here from PS as they're really just trying to make sure all these lanes are moving.
I mean, PS is just vacuuming the entire map. Their lead, I feel like, is actually just
or they're giving a lot of
growing
to their opponents, or maybe, you know, I was gonna say maybe they're waiting for that one item that they still need. But honestly, when you're this far ahead, if you want to be one of the best teams in EU, you have to be able to close out this game. So I'll be a little bit critical of them not closing this out, especially with Rejuvenator picked up. But again, I feel like they can kind of taste it, right? $1,000.
I think they're waiting for Yamato to get. I assume she has another 6k she's waiting for right now. What is this? Oh, huge! They got a pick, but here. Oh, and there's Dynamo, and there's Wraithol, and oh my God, they're all dead! Oh my God, they got rolled!
Oh, buddy, that's the soul lead and a half for you. Zergy getting some decent damage down, and together getting picked off by Sharik, but Sunset is on the chase, and it seems like once this race draws a bead on you, there is no escape.
And that's game. They're waiting for 6 they're buying 6 rebirths. I thought the Yamato had curse but no refresher. That's what I was like, does she not have refresher? It was kind of weird. I didn't see her items long enough.
Is even back to looking for the earned turn-in, so they're not trying to finish this game off here, though. I would say, why are you not trying to finish this? You have everyone left alive. They're going to get the first shrine here as well. That's going to be every slot unlocked for them, and they're going to become even more powerful because with the soul lead they did have.
All right, game 1 of PS. Buff Enjoyers getting slammed. Unlucky. They can still come back though. You can have a rough first game and then come back in the series easy.
They'll get the patron to flip at the very least here.
It's never over.
Diviner's Kevlar now picked up by Sunset, by the way, which means after that telekinesis, the amount of bullets Silver Spirit you get is pretty darn gross.
Quick, clear up the side towers. Get our minions. Oh my God, he's in. He's going to spawn. He's going to spawn.
Oh my goodness, didn't come together. Zergy's got nowhere to go there. Power Slash would have cleaned him up.
They're all just diving the fountain.
It's gonna freeze them.
I had to pop it. Yamato walks away. Hey guys, my bad. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it.
Sunset, 11 kills in a bloody row. They're going to try and go for this Death Slam to be used to pull Buff and Joy's out of their spawn. And here is the Storm Cloud.
Wait, I was told the 7 ults like this and my... Oh God, dude. Wait. NT Warden, NT.
Sunset able to bring them down. PS still with 4 players to work with now. Hideki still wants to throw down against Zergy. Concussive combustion pops though. We see the 7 go pretty darn low, but help is on the way as Hideki eventually is able to finish.
Yeah,
off
well,
the Infernus.
that's a
Here's
7
the
with
week
Boundless
in
and
Battlefield 4,
Surge,
what an
and he's running you down.
explosive game one
See you
in
later.
this series.
Infinite
Podrias and
CC.
Bria start on the front foot.
That was a fantastic swap as well at a task actually, because it stopped Zergy from getting consistent damage in to heal up.
Yeah, that's a good game. Well, they were just they were 2 6K atoms. They're close to 6K atoms on 2 players, so they're just waiting to push to end the game.
This game was kind of interesting from the perspective
Because I saw Yamato was at like
if you look at
5.8,
macro
and I
in
think
the
they were
first
just
10
waiting
minutes,
for 1 or 2 more
all the
6K atoms
Guardians
before they
or 4
pushed.
Guardians down early in favor of buff enjoyers. However, all the kills are going to Polish. You know what? I'm not even.
Dude, this was tough. Watching this,
I'm not even gonna do it.
the Warden suiciding for the early tower and not getting it, kind of tough.
That's perfect.
It's actually easy, yeah.
There you go. Okay, nice. Okay. Well, what was interesting is, yeah, all the kills were going the way of PS regardless. Around the 12-minute mark, they forced one fight, which is where I think things started to really turn around. I think it was this fight actually, where we had a TP from lane 1 for a couple players, and they had essentially like a 5v3, and there was a missed estimation, I think, from Buff Enjoyers as to how many opponents were in that fight because of that TP, and they ended up sort of losing
Flash
a
ult to
larger
dome,
team
just
fight.
hits the
And at that
dome, like,
point,
wait a second,
the sort
what's
of
going on here?
macro, advantages had also dwindled away, and it created so much map control for PS, and then suddenly, okay, they've equalized on objectives, and they have way more kills, and on top of that,
Dude,
both
that
Sunset
Kelvin
and Hardeki
actually
had
just got
incredible
assassinated. That was
farm. Their
crazy.
pacing on the farm was really, really solid, and so their games were never disrupted or in any sense because the pressure was continually put on Buff Enjoyers past that point, and so yeah, just amazing performance. And I'm really excited to see what exactly the response may be in a second draft here.
I mean, I'm really interested because obviously Buff Enjoyers have this great macro. I mean, they had very
Okay,
good macro,
I was a
very good
believer in
rotations
Buff
early in
Enjoyers
the game.
comp, but I
you
see
do
I
have to
was
play for the
wrong.
late game. But it's
Chat, we're
pretty clear to
wrong.
see that if you
It's
put
not
too
about
much
the
of
comp,
late
it's
game
about how
focus
much
on your
CC
composition, you
and how
can't-
many kills
I
you
mean,
get
just
early
out
game.
killed
Just
early
kill
on in the
them
game. I mean, this is a pretty damn
and bring
scoreline.
infinite
It's
CC,
13
and the Wraith will go
10.
13 and
The
0.
Suns funneling
It's still a
a lot of
BO3 though,
fun.
Chat.
We
They
saw
can come
one
back. They just got to
still
win out
the
the
whole
next 2.
game. Level.
The first
But
pick
everyone has
Mirage.
to
They
know
ban
how
Wraith
they know
pick
what
Mirage.
shopping.
See ya.
Yeah,
And they ban Paradox.
It's a word people say. So, yeah, you
Dude,
might
Buff
think
Enjoyers
about
banning
these
Paradox is
different
tough. Dude, I'm not a believer in the Mirage Shiv. I'm scared of Mirage Shiv. Not a believer in terms of for Buff Enjoyers. I'm scared that they got both these. Warden again, huh? But the 7 too. Hey, they have CC now. They have 7.
Transformation
And Lash, we're chilling. Here's a test, chat. Does the team with more CC win? They don't have any hard CC on this team, right? Just Infernus ult, that's it. I guess Tornado, kind of hard CC. It counts. But
again,
Goo Ball.
I don't really think
Abrams,
it
let's
matters
go!
How tanky you can be if you get far ahead again, like they did in the last match. And you look at their opponents, right? You got Warden.
I
you got
love
Lash, you
Abrams.
got-
Yeah, because they got first IV, so they're gonna go Geist last.
Usually taken in,
The
like,
Geist is
the
good
fourth
versus
position
the
of
Yamato
Geist
too for the
comes
silence
in.
and blah blah blah. It's
And
fun.
yeah,
I like
that's pretty
Geist.
high
pick
Okay,
bands here. So
it's
pretty
time.
nice for Buff Enjoyers to be able to steal her away, but only one ban aside. That's the way it plays out.
Show
here.
me the
It's gonna
lanes.
be
Also, this
Michaela
countdown
by
is
the looks of
definitely
things.
new. I don't remember this
Actually,
countdown.
On that lady, guys, that's a ton of fun. We'll see if these we might need our name shuffled. I was going to say that.
No. He's gonna be on 7 for sure. But actually, the last game we had was the first game in Deadlock Fight Night where we didn't have Geist being played or banned.
Yeah, Geist did not get played last game, which I thought was crazy.
That's the first time we finally saw it, and maybe that was the missing piece for Buff Enjoyers. But we're gonna see them head into lane, so we're gonna have
The countdown came with a patch yesterday.
Against the Infernus and the Shiv.
Makes
That's
sense.
the thing, right? You have Mirage, Yamato, and Infernus and Shiv. You have 4 players who can technically all benefit from that solo lane. You have to be very careful and very smart about how you pick
Abrams
things up.
solo.
It's Zergy 7, Michaela on the
Oh,
Lady
really?
Geist.
Okay,
Wait, what is the Mirage doing right now versus the Lash boys? What's going on? I'm
Hideki
waiting.
pushing up here.
They're just punching each other,
That
man.
poke coming down
Around each other,
from
rather.
The Shiv 1. We've got Yamato v Abrams on that 1 lane, and on the 4 lane we've got a little Lash versus Mirage matchup. Already the Mirage.
I feel like the Mirage is gonna bully the Lash.
Here it is. Here's what you're
After
looking
everything for 86 months.
KLS, of course. Elsewhere, Listic though, looking to try and get a bit of chase down, and does eat a power slash doing so. Counts for a huge amount of Abrams' health. Fortunately, he's
It
able
doesn't
to
even matter
reach
if you eat a power
through
slash.
pretty
You're,
well.
you're fucking Abrams. You're
So
unkillable.
that's
Just
actually the
punch.
matchup I'm most looking forward to, because we saw in NA last week.
What
I
is
can't
that
remember the
noise?
top of my head, but the Abrams was able to get an early kill.
And here's the
It was
Mirage
split.
bully I was
He was able
talking
to get an
about.
Early kill onto Yamato.
He's even gonna push for an early kill. Just think about it.
For his advantage. And it's Listic, man. Like that's.
Trying to see if he
you
doubles
think of
back.
Abrams, you think of Listic, hands down, and that is his best hero by far. So a very big.
Can't believe they gave
comfort for him.
Mirage to him. It's
Ideally
over.
be able to shut down together.
So are EU just deep Mirage enjoyers? I don't don't see Mirage enjoyers that much on
We need some
my
time,
games.
Listic, to regen some of that damage that we're taking.
I gotta see what they're building.
The Yamada there.
What and Listic dies too.
There it is, the power
They
slash
both died. They
claims
both died.
Listic.
Holy shit.
Cumbria, what a great start. Taz with a masterful puddle punch to knock Zergy right into them.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised. If you
I
looked
mean,
at
2
Listic,
kills
he
early game,
actually
dude. Those kills are,
didn't go
and that's
for
a,
that melee lifesteal or anything like that. Didn't go for any regen. He was actually just going for
I mean,
pure
Buff
damage
Enjoyers
that
is down
close,
quite a lot now.
Close quarters, some damage for him. But it didn't work out. Like the power slash was just
What a guy
really
spy, by the
enough
way.
to
I assume
turn
she
around.
buy
And
extra
the thing
regen and a
was,
headshot
two guys
booster.
together
This
who
is pretty
hadn't
standard.
fought yet, too.
Yeah, okay,
So
that's what
he
she
was
got.
item up and still lost the fight.
Okay. Dream start for Podulaeus Cumbria, who are 1-0 up in this series. Best of 3, better than mine. $1,000 on the line. Thanks to Triumph.gg. We're going to hear those knives.
Over the
come out.
bands, Paradox
Hopefully.
Wraith.
I think I heard a sound bug on the 4 lane there, so we may not be checking in with the Lash progress too often if you don't want to hear that repetitive sound.
Oh, they can use stop sound in console to fix that. I don't know if they know though. Maybe I should tell them.
7. And then of course there's Zergy on the 7. Another nice little puddle punch here. Dimov's got to quickly get out.
Only works in
And then the
Spectate because
healing's
it's
got
considered a
frost grenade
cheat.
being
But
thrown down for Dimov's.
is that Uber casting? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's technically a lot of kill potential with the Warden in 7 because you have like the double stuns. The problem is you're up against a Kelvin and a Viscous, so really you're not going to have a chance to get.
And we have a
any
lane
kill
swap
in there.
between
And yeah, as you pointed out, so we're gonna
Geist
see
and the
KLS
Abrams.
on
I was
the
surprised we
Geist
didn't have
header,
someone
so
lane
they
swap the
can
Lash or something. I don't even know.
Using that early exchange.
Yeah, doesn't want to let the Yamada get too far ahead. No one really pokes better than Lady Geist. She's a real nuisance, and frankly, Michaelis could use the extra more safe farm as opposed to having to deal with sort of Ivory. We'll see how that plays out. Sunset is rotating back from that 2 lane.
Interesting
the
to
wave
note here,
crashes
too. So Sunset pushes his lane. He actually goes.
Oh,
and hits
pushing up.
Lane 2 farm. We do see a fight breaking out.
He's
here.
holding the stun for after. Now he's free casting it. See ya. You're dead.
That will be Zergy getting the first.
Really
kill
nice
for
to
Buff
hold both
Enjoyers.
the stuns there after the
quickly
cube.
to go back, I was just trying to focus on Sunset. They're trying to feed him extra farm from this 2 lane to make sure he can become very, very tough.
Power Slash doesn't quite hit him. Michaelis
Oh, no,
could be in
he's
trouble
dead.
in a 1v2, trying
He's
to
definitely
back
dead.
away.
Let's see his ult.
Together, gets up
Nope,
in
he
his
doesn't.
face. That's
See
the
ya.
life rain also being used by Mikhail to try and stay alive a little bit longer, but classic little game coming out there from Podulaeus Cumbria, just as Michaelis thought he'd have some safe farm to get in that 4 lane. The 1 lane, rather.
So, do you guys remember a minute ago the Lash was getting bullied by Mirage? Look at their souls now. The Mirage, the Lash is at 2.8. The Mirage is at 2.5. They're even.
Mid to late game team in my eyes, though. Obviously, we know when they do take early game, they start to snowball that quite heavily.
Oh no, Ivy's caught.
And PS, I mean, they're just trying to get aggressive here. They're catching him out. I think they're reading into Buff Enjoyers extremely well.
Wow, I can't believe he lived.
How you can
Big parry. Listic got parried, dead. No, dude.
Again, brutal. Listic there just getting
That's
jumped
so
upon.
brutal.
We thought that Abrams Ivy lane was actually in a pretty decent position with the Ivy getting pressured down.
That's
Quickly,
tough.
Listic was found on their own. These are some nice in-lane kills coming out from PS. And look at to get this farm. 4.2k in that solo lane so far. It's getting a little bit hectic here as well.
Nice cube.
Risk of getting stunned up, but the cube going to get thrown in on them elsewhere.
He
Sharif
punches
gets
him out. He
picked off.
punched him out.
Punch. That's pretty nice. That's going to
He saved him.
displace away the Kelvin from danger. Good save.
Dude,
there
that was
from
in.
Taz.
That's sick.
I got a question for you, Mitch. What was high school like for you in Australia?
Listen, I can't always talk about video games. Like, I'll give you one guess.
were you like 1v2 doing 2 guys? And
I mean, listen,
okay.
listen, it's just a school of hard knocks, mate. Dimov getting picked off there by Taz. That's that 3 lane. And Podulaeus Cumbria, I mean, we talked about the macro play. That's right, I'm saying it again, of Buff Enjoyers versus Podulaeus Cumbria's insane kill potential. And
You have preferred team, you like keep it
propensity to go
neutral.
for picks.
I prefer
And it really
cheering for the
benefits
underdog.
in the longer game.
So Buff Enjoyers is down 0-1. I'm cheering for Buff Enjoyers is now, so that way I get a map 3.
Control. Let me get that right. Sorry, Dota casters.
No, I like macro play way better, to be honest. But yeah, obviously Buff Enjoyers. Thing is, even with the kills going to Podulaeus Cumbria,
Oh, big barrier.
Isn't really that much. I mean, 2K at this point isn't really that crazy. The thing is, they do go
Oh, nice dome, nice dome.
And Dimov, he should be going down here.
Bunning word, yeah,
The longest reload in the game, but he got it off. It took a minute.
Frozen Shield, I mean, you can kind of take that powered edge, but
Oh no! Oh my god, that
He's also
combo!
getting involved. Lips thought they could hang
Oh
around.
no!
And very quickly, Listic gets into the fight, so we have a 1-for-1 in the end.
Poor Kelvin.
Buff Enjoy is able to salvage a little bit there. 3 players here concentrated around the middle part of the map, but Boss is still 3.5 minutes away. So we're just clearing some crates.
Kind of insane that Listic, he died first in lane. He went to a dual lane, died
he's in again.
He's actually second highest souls on his team at 4.7k. I was actually like really concerned for him, because for him to be very impactful in the game, you need to be able to level up your charge really quickly. So you
Oh,
get
yeah,
max
true.
rank, so you have the extra weapon damage you're doing. It really makes him pump.
A lot of those early deaths don't matter that much though. Like if you die level 1 and you come back, as long as you don't miss a wave or something, you're usually okay.
Obviously with how good Listic is as a player.
There's no way that
I cheer for Abrams too. Abrams is fun.
However,
nice.
Puddle Punch gets him
Huge
out,
punch.
despite that stun also about to go off on him. So good timing to escape. Zergy almost had a catch.
Here comes the first
there.
tower.
Meanwhile, Sunset in this one
This is the
lane,
first tower in the
pushing
game, I
up
think.
towards the Guardian.
Is he getting out instead?
Forced out there very quickly because the Abrams is
Ooh,
rotating
they did
in
not want a
behind
suicide for it. They
KLS
actually
to
showed up
cause
just in
Lady
time.
Guys.
Nice.
Get away. The Guardian's still intact for now.
Yeah, but as we approach the 8-minute mark,
I mean, they're both healing by the shop right now. I think they're not dead. Yamato is teleporting through space and time.
and there's the great catch as well here on Together. That should be an easy kill into Piggy. And
Poor Piggy. Piggy's been caught twice now. Is that a Mirage TP to turn?
Yeah, they look very, very good here. I mean, 2K, not a huge difference, but we're starting to see now.
Buff
that
Enjoyers
pressure being
wants this tower,
manifested
dude.
In terms of Guardian health being depleted. Sunset here
Abrams?
wants to push up, see him go for
Listic
the
getting
flame
hard all in.
dash, but
Infernus
the
all
KLS
inning.
try and
He's gonna
get
catch. He's gonna zone out the Kelvin instead.
Pull back to harass Lips.
Try and trade.
They have to use a frost grenade on themselves.
Nice, he does get the trade, so 1 for 1.
Pressure is too much to deal with. The Lady Guys, man. She
But-
can bring it down from
yeah, they get out.
20
The guy's
paces
left, the
or
guy's left.
more. 1 for 1. Litz and Listic both dropping here.
There's a lot of green items on Yamato.
Thrown down
That's was that reactive barrier and divine barrier and return fire?
It's not the chase on that one, considering he was kind of low on HP. Obviously, you have to definitely worry about
What you'll
the ult,
see,
guys.
by the way, chat, when
Just
it
swap
comes to
HP.
tournaments,
Considering
green
that
items are by far the best items in the game.
Sunset Together there.
Oh, his dash got canceled.
The dash and they get caught out as well here, but he should actually be safe. The charge going to come through as well. The teammate's going to be there. There's the frozen shelter as well.
I
Zergy
mean,
looking comfortable for a time now. That frozen shelter might threaten to turn.
Goodbye,
things.
Abrams.
Listic's actually going to be the one that gets caught out here. She's straight up mid. Podula's Cambria looking to try and push, looking to chase down here against Dimov and Zergy. Who want to catch? Dimov's in trouble. Power Slash going to connect. A decent amount of damage, but it's a fairly tanky warden.
Gets chopped. See ya, buddy.
Hardeki gets in there like swimwear. And Podula's Cambria are now starting to snowball
In
this
there
out of
like
control.
swimwear.
We've got an airdrop here with a Lady Geist being sent to FedEx.
that's a huge early game fight. Why are green items so good? It's because if you think about it, just like a lot of these base early 500 greens, think about the value of buying something like, I don't know, let's say you buy Headshot Booster as your first item. You do maybe like, I don't know, probably 10 to 15% more damage, right? Let's say you buy extra health instead. You straight up get like 20 to 30% more HP. And so a lot of the time what you see is they get maybe 1 or 2 orange items and then they rush and stack as many greens as they can, like pretty often. Because it's just so much better for those early fights to have more HP for cheap versus this to get like a little bit of damage.
Mid-boss in 10 seconds,
Especially when it comes to barriers early game. Man, he baited it too, but he didn't fall for it.
Slowing Hex catching on to him. That's going to be a problem. But Zergy to the rescue. Able to accost together, bring them quite low. They don't have Shadow Transformation available, so
Big
they just
decay.
need to run away. A moment here for Buff Enjoys to actually find
Gordon wants it. Dude, they are peeking for this, dude.
Flask thrown out. They're going to look to try and take
I mean, look at this. Look at the mini-map, though. Mirage is flying in. Mirage just boosted in. Mirage is in, and you're fucked. Yep, see ya. Thanos is here, boys. It's okay, though. Abrams is here. Oh. Goodbye, Abrams.
Haven't got him going low.
Wait, did he get out with his ults? There's no way, right?
Okay,
Oh, they're all chasing him. They got 3 people that comes in front. He's gonna chase him down.
Definitely being pursued, and Flame Dash plus the mobility that Infernus offers you means that there's no way you're getting out of that. This is a 10k difference here. 3 of those Guardians down, so open up.
What's going on here? Is he just on this walk? Is he just taking the walker? He punched it.
Trying to find a way to get the game under their control.
Yo, job secured. Mission accomplished. This is what he types worth in all chat.
Nice power slash connection, but Divine Barrier means Zergy is ready to dig in and fight. But it's one lane where it's happening now.
Dude, it's so funny to watch the walker battles with that TP that now connects to 2 outside walkers. Here comes Shiv.
Able to get back in though and deal with the Geist, and of course with that last end having expired, it's going to be an airdrop to get Dimov out of there.
thing is they pulled players on Buff Enjoyers towards that 4 lane while they were still pushing the 1 lane. So yes, they do lose tasks there, but they got the walker and they get a second
I mean, it's
walker as
just
well.
tough,
So not
dude.
only
Buff
did they
Enjoyers
get
is
all the kills they
down
had
2
before, they get an
walkers.
extra flex slot as well.
So now Buff Enjoyers has 0 flex slots. PS now has 2 flex slots. Like, what do you? This is, it's not looking good. At 12 minutes, to have 2 walkers down is also, it feels like it's hard. Not to mention the 14k gold advantage. Yeah, that too.
Almost 12 minutes is pretty terrifying.
And 2 ability points per player. Oh yeah, you're right. Walkers give you ability points. So it's like, that's another hidden metric that a lot of people, we don't actually talk about too much. And Buff Enjoyers hasn't taken a single tower. Last game, their like overall play was kind of nice because they were at least, you know, trading kills for towers. So they were down like 7 kills to 0, but they took all 4 towers.
Mirage can also split push here. It's actually gonna be a 2-on-4 half.
And I have a Mirage and a Shiv and an Infernus who are all getting ahead. Like, I don't want to be you don't want to be in this game when they're ahead. Oh, TP. Woo! They found a pick on Mirage. Dude, that was like a quarter second from finishing.
Around that mid-boss area. Podula Escambria a little bit split here. Or Earn, rather, still in the hands of Piggy. Still no turn in. That might be viable.
Here comes another. Buff Enjoyers wants to take a fight here. There's only 10k now.
Thing is, with the flex slot advantage,
10, 11k. You know, close distance. Abrams found Infernus. Hey, buddy. Into a Lashel. And there's Infernus dashing away. Ballistic goes down first. Oh my god, they're all going down. This is a disaster.
And, well, I'll give it to you straight, folks. It's not looking good.
Oh my god,
KLS
dude.
falling towards the end there. With mid-boss on the table, it might be the next objective for Podula.
Zergy's gonna die of that bleed, I think. I think he dies of that bleed.
A little bit careful together. Doesn't have shadow transformation, so there is potential being stolen. Except
It's so sad.
it's only Piggy and Demo, but 2. Ballistic's gonna respawn back in. Mid-boss is slowly gonna go down here, and they're still keeping the ship pushed up.
Now the funny thing about fights like that, technically with the comeback mechanics and everything, they actually did close the soul gap. It used to be 14k, now it's down to 8. But it's, you know, mid-boss could be... Oh, word.
No one has to rejuvenate it quite yet. Frozen shoulder gonna be thrown down. Piggy.
Okay, no one can take it while Kelvin jumps up. Kelvin times it, so yeah. Dude, Kelvin is so strong for mid-boss.
Listic eventually falls, trying to steal the rejuve away.
I feel like, why do you even go for the steal when you know they have dome? It's just so sketch, but I guess you kind of, they just want to, but still.
The frozen shelter, but also more importantly, he gets.
I feel like they could have maybe pushed some waves or something. I don't know. Abrams, it was close, I guess.
Because of that, so smartly played out of Lids.
KLS is still a little ways away from.
The guys is trying to wave clear this as much as he can from max range, so that way they can hopefully get backdoor protection on the tower. But there's like 1 creep in the corner. Alright, there's their 3rd flex slot.
Basically meant the last 2 walkers remaining.
3 flex slots to 0 for Buff Enjoyers.
No flex
Buff Enjoyers
for Buff
is.
Enjoyers. They have 73k and no
Jason's
flex
talking about it.
slots to use at all at the moment, which is going to put them even further behind these fights, which means you have to be even more frugal about what items you want to buy and what items you want to replace. I would expect to see Buff Enjoyers group up to look for that last Guardian to finally open up their first flex slot, but I think PS might be able to catch them.
I mean, Warren doesn't have ult for this fight.
PS are rotating in here through the middle of the map.
Everybody's fighting all in for the urn, but the problem is your base is rejuve. The rejuve creeps are pushing their base right now. If they take this fight and they lose, they can just take a shrine instant. Oh no.
I mean, I think
they lose too.
Too much of a gap in terms of souls already. This is pretty punishing for Buff Enjoyers, and they don't have any power heroes on the field anymore with Michaelis and Zergy both having fallen already.
Well, we can see Sharik and Piggy.
However, look, we have a backdoor on the tower. He's like, I need our flex slot. We need to get 1 flex slot. Come on, just take this tower.
Come back in this game because they have
yeah, there's a slot. Let's go.
See, finally, they open up their first one 15 and a half minutes in, but the problem is they don't have the players up to defend this urn turn.
Torment Pulse on Viscous and Yamato. Dude, I'm so curious how much damage that Torment Pulse is doing. I'm gonna look after this game.
Yeah, and that 4 lane as well is pushing very, very hard right now.
I'm gonna hop in specs so I can see the scoreboard.
A free earn from Podula Escambria. It's almost flow chart at this point. What an interesting pickup there for Taz. I want to draw everyone's attention to the item that the Viscous was taking. Torment.
Well, Buff Enjoyers at least now has a slot.
See it rush, but of course just want to be in the middle of the enemy.
So we'll see. The Torm EP doing work. Torm EP is a god tier item.
Pretty annoying to deal with. We saw a glimpse of some of those other key items being picked up together. Also had Torment Pulse, of course.
It's already annoying as it is, just being viscous, right? Especially when you go into that glue ball and just roll around in the middle of this fight. Gonna be, I mean, I think it's like kind of criticized PS a little bit because they didn't really have a lot of like tankiness front line for their team. But the problem is, or the problem, the advantage.
Where's
they
the
have is that
carpet?
they're so far
True.
ahead that they can kind of
Where
make
is the
up for that
carpet?
in terms of items, but also even the players who are kind of meant to be supporty. Kind of like Taz, kind of like Litz.
Does Tournament Pulse work during Cube? Yeah, it works during all the invul and ball and everything, I think.
But he's basically equal, if not ahead, of everyone on the side of Buffingers except Zergy on this 7.
Question chat, is the Amber team Russian? Yes.
They should have taken that tower ages ago instead of suiciding to contest mid-boss. It feels like Buffingers only tries to 6-man every time.
Specifically Mackerel. Let's just
Yeah, honestly, one person could have gone to backdoor that tower for a flex slot before even going to that mid-boss contest. You are correct.
Right now,
It actually no longer works in Cube. Wait, really?
Still a chance to break back into this game, but this, I mean, God, 19.
That's a pretty big nerf, actually.
Yeah, this is brutal. Sunset also up to 22k souls.
Oh, flash hold? Where is it?
Okay, a Buffenjoy is hoping to make
I didn't hear a slam, so I assume he got nothing. Oh, and he gets tornadoed, and he's dead. Warden went in as well with Leap. I think Warden did a shit ton of damage on that engage, but it's just like, what are you going to do?
There's no one there to follow up on it.
Nobody followed it up, but I think he did like half the damage on 3 players. Don't they have one more tower left for flex slot? No, that got changed last patch. So now you only need 3, not 4, which I think is a good change.
I don't think he got a single player from that one, unfortunately, and they lose 3 trying to commit into this fight. That's the last flex spot unlocked here, and Pagila Scumbria don't really.
The Seagull, what happened to my dong? Unfortunately, my dong was just came up a little short in their last game, guys.
There's a lot of jungle camps to take as well to continue to extend that lead, or maybe they're trying to bait Buff Enjoyers in.
They're starting to come back up, but when they came in,
Ivy's got now.
Oh, clearing those camps, Jason. That's a big reason why they're so far ahead. Piggy got picked up there. That's not a great
fight. Yamato's so ridiculous. Oh my god.
And I don't think the 7 is quite
he actually got swapped and just died. That's crazy. See ya.
So again, a 2-for-1 favoring
actually, maybe I saw. He just literally just died. It wasn't even a swap. What the fuck? See ya.
The top of the kill here in Europe.
I mean, it's 2 for 2. They it's a little bit sketch now. Are they feeding? Nah, they're gonna stat check him. Here comes 7 ult. Wait. Nope. They did get 1. Wait, they are trading. They are trading.
The last 2 left here. Up in the 2 versus 2. And somehow,
it's a Ivy respawn. Ivy respawn. They're back. They're back. They're holding.
Note, of course, still the KLS trying to clear this pit out. Zanir and Taz have to respect this and back up, and they will be chased.
They're still down 30k, but they might if they catch this Mirage, that'll be a big pick, especially for the cash.
They need to be careful. They need to not get caught off. A great slow hex comes out of Zania to try to delay Michaelis on the chase here.
But he can't chase him. Yamato's back.
You have buffs coming up in 40 seconds time.
Guys, they're only 30k down. It's fine.
All the lane shoved into Buff Enjoyers. PS can just kind of get the respawns, farm up a little bit.
But also down like 9 AP per player.
And then take these buffs, maybe take mid boss or force
yeah, it's not great, you know, because they do have 4 walkers
they haven't really
and a shrines. Yeah, it's not looking good.
Zergy is fed though. I want to point that out. But Together has brought a knockdown, so they are very much thinking about, you know, trying to shut that 7 away. And that is the biggest threat right now.
I mean, okay, so now you're hitting 20 minutes.
Healthy margin. KLS and Dimov have been out of...
Technically, okay, late game 7 could be a thing if he survives long enough.
Knockdown specifically for Zergy.
Does it not knock him down out of Stormcloud?
But yeah, it does. But
also, I guess for Deathland,
you don't want to Stormcloud.
Here comes Mirage.
Immobile, and you're probably gonna die. But speaking of dying,
Immediately drops Warden ult straight in. Warden engage is pretty good.
But no damage really coming from it.
And he just gets balled. It's so sad. It's so sad.
It didn't last very long, and now the death time is dropped to 35 seconds. Zania did fall though, but I think that's something Podula's can be removed.
Well, that's a GG, boys.
4-5 kills. Okay.
Honestly, the engage, I think all of I saw probably 2 different engages from Dimov. Actually, they're both really good on the Warden.
Can just look to end the game, and we're doing the thing. Okay. Yeah, they know. More of an NA thing, honestly, but that is it.
Also, I don't know if I saw the Yamatos do it, but there's a new Yamato tech chat where you can grapple to an enemy and charge your power slash at the same time.
Okay,
That's the end of the series. I mean, PS wins over Buff Enjoyers 2-0. I was surprised it was not a 1-0.
The end of the game.
Or, sorry, 2-1 rather.
I think CP, one thing, if you look at these comps,
I assume Buff Enjoyers take him out. That was really dominant from PS. That was insane.
PS, because you have the Frozen Shelter, which obviously you can use to keep people.
Oh,
out,
also,
keep
wait.
people
I have the
awake, to
in-game.
help heal.
I'm in-game.
You obviously have the Shiv, which is very
I have
hard
the
to kill.
scoreboard.
You have a Yamato, who's very hard to kill. But you have Viscous, and you have the Cube, and that Cube can shut down so many abilities that come your way and
Infernus, Spiritual Overflow. Did not go for Ricochet, went for Spiritual Overflow instead.
Very slippery, very hard to lock down and
Shiv,
kill.
classic,
I think
double armors
also,
rolling her
just,
through.
Thinking back in my mind
Yamato,
of, like,
bot
games that
knockdown,
Buff Enjoyers
Tormy
ran away
P.
with, right? And did so pretty
Lock at
readily in
return
the
fire,
past. I
reactive,
just also
super
think they
tanky
had
Yamato.
A lot of their comfort picks.
Viscous,
simply denied in the
Tormy
draft phase.
P.
I think this was as much of a win.
Kevlar,
in the actual
Decay,
game as it was
return
also
fire,
in the
barrier,
draft.
mystic
When you
shot.
Think about what do you know these Buff
Mirage
Enjoyers
built
players for?
Fortitude.
Well,
I'm a huge fan of Fortitude.
Really
Super late game item, obviously, for them, but
you know that they love running
Locket
Yamato
barrier
more often than not, and will prioritize
Locket,
it higher in the draft.
2 Lockets on this
Neither of
team.
these 2 games where they allowed either the Paradox or the Yamato, which I think oftentimes
And support Kelvin with
to
a
me,
Nova
I associate with
beam.
Buff Enjoyers, right? So
Straight into
these
rapid
teams not
recharge,
only are
slowing
getting
hex.
better at the brass tacks of the game in terms of just your micro, your macro, but
Geist
I also think
looks
deep
pretty normal.
beneath the surface where we don't always have the easy answers as
You got
to
the
the how and
burst,
why. Teams have also
support
drafted
Ivy,
against each other enough that they realize
Nova barrier
well, look,
with
they
heal
have
bane,
players
slowing
and
hex.
comps that really rely on
We got
2 or 3
Lash,
specific heroes. If we
Leap,
can adapt,
burst,
take
Lash.
those away, we'll be in a way better spot.
Abrams, return
Here is
fire,
your
spirit
final
armor for
scoreboard.
double
There you
armor,
can see
point
despite
blank,
the difficulties
decay,
that, Buff Enjoyers
melee
have,
items,
let's
pretty
still
standard.
Player damage, so definitely doing some work here.
Warden was doing the leap Warden build where you put Surge on the ult, you max your ult, and you leap in.
About our player of the match here,
They did have good engages. I felt like his damage was pretty high, and it was. It was actually pretty high.
It's a skill-based arcade style game.
The Geist naturally farms a ton of damage. Is Shiv gonna get smoked tomorrow? You guys think Shiv's gonna get nerfed tomorrow?
Especially when playing on the Shiv.
I think they should just tone down ball radius slightly. I wish we did added some something backdoor protection needs to be nerfed a little bit on objectives to speed up the game.
Won't throw away that advantage, and that's super difficult to play against on the other team, and it's what you want when you have a player playing something like a Shiv or a 7, or that's basically the entire game plan. Right?
The urn has legs.
Also, in terms of just
Yeah, if you drop the urn, it starts running. They gave it legs like 2 weeks ago, so now it jogs back to its original spawn. It's actually sick. Yeah, so Chad, this was the EU fight night.
We'll see you shortly.
And shout out to everybody at Deadlock Fight Night for putting us together. This is a fantastic event. Every week they're running these guys, so every Wednesday, I believe, is the time they were running it. This was the EU segment, and then now, starting in about an hour, they're starting the North America segment. Same exact thing we just watched, but they're gonna have a best of 1 where 2 people duke it out to fight whoever is the current champion from the previous week. The winner defends their position. And so we have Hydra Nation, who is Hydration's team, and we have Patrons versus Bottom Barrel for like the contestants coming up. Okay, before we go to NA, by the way, I did want to look at the Torment Pulse damage for each player, because I was like, man, Torment Pulse is a crazy item. Let's just look.
Welcome back, folks.
Torment Pulse,
It's time to
10%
have a look
overall.
back at the NA portion of our Deadlock Fight Night number 2.
Only 8%. All right, the nerf, never mind. Not as bad, not as much as I thought. So 10 and 8% overall is not as much as I thought. It's a good item, but not
In our first
insane.
matchup, TF2 Boomers decided to take away the Infernus, while Bottom Barrel responded with a Kelvin. However, this meant that Walex was able to play
they're giving
his
NA
comfort
recap.
pick of Bebop. With
Wait, this
Walex
is amazing.
getting 2 early kills in his lane on Bebop, Alju rotates in to continue and apply pressure to this lane to keep the snowball rolling.
Gang coming in immediately there. We've
Hey,
got the
Seagull.
pocket swinging on through to guarantee the pick, just to make this lane even more oppressive.
After constantly being bullied in lane, Tankman finally gets some revenge. Just kidding. Walex channels the Kamehameha for an easy kill.
Goodbye.
The hyper beam.
And dude, this recap of last week, what happened is adorable.
With
This is
TF2
cool.
Boomers
I
being
love
down
this.
by 6k souls only 8 minutes in, a nicely timed gank helps close that lead as they get 2 kills. Resistance now for TF2 Boomers defense. And straight away, yeah, Deathy gets involved, finally able to leave that Shiv lane as his lane opponent also left, and another sleep here into Death Slam will secure the Shiv kill. As TF2 Boomers look to group up and start pushing down Guardians, they catch out Walex with a nice wall. However, Hyper Beam goes brrrr, going after the Bebop. That's a lot of damage for Walex. Down point. Some serious pressure
It's
going in the
so
direction of the
dumb.
Warden. Now that last stand expiring. He's not getting that health regeneration midway through the fight.
He just face
That
tanks.
is bad news for TF2 Boomers. TF2 Boomers try to stop Bottom Barrel from turning in the urn.
There it is, the urn is going to get dropped as everything gets thrown in. Death Slam.
But a majestic leaping robot had something to say about it.
Yeah, the Bebop went hard. The Bebop went crazy that week.
Oh my god, the hyper beam from the heavens is doing insane
Dude,
damage,
the Bebop.
the entire fight.
Should we even be doing a recap? Should we just do Wallach's highlights? No?
And Wallach was owning.
Fine. At the 14-minute mark, both teams set up for a fight to hopefully transition into
You missed this one, right? I didn't watch last week. This is super. I didn't see any of this.
Coming out ahead 6-4. There's just no support there for that pocket. Still gonna have another fight. Shadow transformation pop down. Already the healing resources are in play for the McGinnis. And okay.
This is me and Sherpa were traveling to Cali for that event.
Healing right. Also being applied to them.
I was gonna see Dyrus was sick.
Bottom Barrel slow it down a little. Surely, though, they're going for a fight here. In comes the Lash. Deathy wants a bit of this, but the Bebop is looking pretty scary. McGinnis will going to be thrown up in the middle. Death Slam does catch one. They will fall. Walexa gets picked up, though, and still Young Calc doesn't want to fully commit. Again, the
Young Calc. What a
to
name.
back away there. Without Walex, though, and a pretty healthy TF2 Boomer squad, Bottom Barrel might just have to pull out here.
Yeah, you got to be really careful here because the mid boss is up, so you do not.
Wait, those turrets are actually shredding. What the hell?
Look at this, trying to escape. Both teams being very tentative here, but everyone's starting to get low. Singularity is popped. That's going to suck in McGinnis, but the trades are coming through. 2 players down for Bottom Barrel, 3 for TF2 Boomers as the pursuit continues here, Mitch.
Yeah, just the one Viscous left, though. Not much JC Starny can really hope to make.
Dude, the McGinnis support is owning.
Still looking pretty
It's
healthy.
boink.
Doesn't have that shadow transformation quite available yet, but the power slash still finds its mark. Crimson Flash thrown out. Looking to close the gap here on the McGinnis.
He just can't die. And now he dies with Bebop.
To get the damage to stick. 3 seconds available for shadow transformation. And Wallach is back with a hyper beam. Off the back of that last fight, Bottom Barrel used the urn again to bait out a fight. You know what? What do I even need to say other than hyper beam 5-0? Shiv, though, looks like he was
Seriously, I don't even. That's insane. I guess you just need really early knockdowns. He didn't have unstoppable, so you just need a knockdown for him, or 2 knockdowns maybe.
Trying to get away, even in last stand, nobody can face this hyper beam down. Eventually, the warden gets chased. JC Starny is able to get there. Bottom Barrel come out on top again. A close game, but now Sapphire side really starting to find some degree of success. McGinnis Wall attempting to catch Geo out there. It's very, very low, but Aurora comes back up. They will throw the stun in here, and Benji gets a little bit too low. It's yet another one for the Bebop.
Is he even range in knockdowns? If that, oh yeah, knockdown is a big range. You are in range of it.
JC Starny gets caught out trying to turn in the urn, but Bottom Barrel on the quick rotate shut down TF2 with 6 kills to 1.
Pick up this time.
Yeah.
No, he said shut down TF2.
Used there, but obviously JC Starny not doing a ton of damage and a little bit of danger. Rejuve's still active on this Bottom Barrel side, though. Keep that in mind.
Hey, look, they got a knockdown. They stopped him that time.
Nice
They hit it.
Interrupt that hyper beam. Wallach's not going to get what he came for.
Now all he
JC
can do is do
Starny
bombs.
gets chased down, but elsewhere, Tankman and Zach, who are pretty underfed at this point in the game, are taken down. So Bottom Barrel.
Oh, and then he gets a hook. Oh no.
Devious hook, brother.
Oh my God.
As well, and this is now going really bad for TF2 Boomers.
Another nice
It doesn't even have
little
upper.
connected there into the bomb and that's going to send Mirror Man packing on the Paradox, and it's a team wipe, and the region only 1 player died.
They did save TF2.
Just expired.
The raid boss gets caught out, but JC Starny comes in
kept
with a
track of it.
huge cube to keep him alive. In fact, there is a knockdown available though on one
Wait,
of the TF2
I didn't know you could
Boomers
cube and
players.
hyper beam at the same time. Wait, what? I had no idea that was the thing.
He's going to protect Wallach. He pops out still in hyper beam, of course.
So he
Very powerful
cubes
ability.
hyper beam so that way he can ult during the knockdown.
Has to be used there. Deathy approaching the 31-minute
Wait,
mark.
that's
the urn
sick.
again proves to be the objective to contest as finally Bottom Barrel get the 6-0 team fight and the win all over the fight.
It stops doing damage when you're in cube though.
I like that.
Okay, I thought it did full damage for a second. I was like, what the heck? Okay.
Fight now as Bottom Barrel are looking to try and deposit this urn. They're going to fight for this one. This will be a mid-boss off the back of this one almost surely. A little bit of poke here is that hyper beam. You can see Deathy needs to try and do something
Boom.
about it. The knockdown though doesn't work.
He's unstoppable.
Unstoppable available. Somebody's got to stop.
No one can stop the Bebop.
Active items in the world to bring this Bebop down to earth. Homie is straight chilling in the stratosphere. Of course, Affliction deployed, and that will be that. Bottom Barrel run away with the
There's
game.
the laser
Going into
beam from the
first match of this
skybox,
best of
dude.
three.
That's hilarious.
Hydra
What a
Nation counters
game.
Wilex from the last match by banning away Bebop.
So the
Flick
next
looks to
game,
keep
this
up the pressure on
this
Alju as he
recap is the
starts to
actual
dominate his
BO3,
lane,
and
going
immediately
up
Hydration team bans him.
3.3K to 1.5k souls.
Good line of sight for creeps.
Oh, the bait!
Nice fake punch there to like force out the parry, and in comes the seismic slam to finish it off on the Yamato.
See ya, dude.
Beautiful stuff there, Mitch, to open things up.
Hydra Nation has gotten tired of just playing out lanes as they start to group up looking for kills. Flick lands a huge double charge on JC Stani and Young Kalk into the wall.
Dude, look at this
as
flank.
they end up taking 3 kills.
Boom!
Charge in Paradoxical Squad. Oh my goodness, 2-for-1 special. Thank you very much. Into the seismic slam, and there's no coming back from that one. After spending a while getting pulled into skirmishes while Hydra Nation split pushes, Bottom Barrel has had enough and forces a team fight. Flick, though, had other plans as he takes them to Pound Town. There, JC Stani. Locked down a little bit, looking to try and pressure Rocket, who was very much out on their own, but there's going to be more of a fight to be had here. In comes Flick, looking to try and run down the Paradox, but the wall in the way might be a bit of a problem.
Oh my
Still a
god,
second for
dude.
Flick in the fight, overrunning Bottom Barrel. Frozen Shelter used there. Yeah, the Abrams would love to get involved. Shadow Transformation won't prolong Alju's life for very long, and sitting on a 60k soul lead, Hydra
This
Nation
recap is
decides to end
amazing.
the map, even taking fights in their opponent's spawn. Hydra Nation goes up 1-0 in the series. Can be used there. We're going into base.
No, the fountain dive,
That's where the game's at
BM.
right now. We are actually fighting inside Bottom Barrel's base. Bottom Barrel really only able to offer some resistance in one lane in one phase of the game. That was early on. With Hydra Nation taking the first map in the series, both teams decide to keep the bans the same. However, the Abrams, who was so impactful in the first map, has been picked up instead by Bottom Barrel. As we move into the early stages of map 2, Flick just can't stop as he shows he can dominate on more than just Abrams.
There's Paradox.
Young Kalk falling first.
Damn,
Due to
dude.
this, Hydra Nation were able to get up to a 2k soul lead 2 minutes in.
That's for sure. They get a pick onto JC Stani. Flick again. This Paradox.
This is so punishing. I mean, this could be yet another one. Huge kinetic blast coming out. How do you walk away from this? Parry attempt there for Young Kalk, but
See ya,
I'm
dude.
sorry, but Flick wasn't interested in throwing fists. It was all about the blammo. Bottom Barrel start to force some fights with numbers advantages, but they only result in 1-for-1 trades. Even worse is that Hydra Nation are split pushing while this is happening, gaining ground around the map. With a 10k soul lead 10 minutes in, things have gone from bad to worse for the Barrelers as Hydra Nation can now win these fights, even short-handed. Into the game.
Yep, they're too far behind. They start getting stat checks. Oh, dude, that was 10k at 10 minutes. This is tough. That's a tough lead.
And then die. So same thing, really. Basically, Leffa gets to be the cool guy that looks away from explosions as these enemies.
Yeah,
bleed
Hydra
down
Nation is a
through
very
their
good
body.
team.
5 minutes later, that 10k soul lead is turned into 50k. And Hydra Nation take a casual stroll to closing out the game and winning $1,000. The base we go, warp slow now. We're starting on them now. Guys, it's okay to end the game. That's totally acceptable.
Yep.
Hydra Nation will ascend to become your Deadlock Fight Night champion in North America.
Oh, and that's a recap, huh? Dude, that's sick. I can't wait for the Maidong recap next week. Dude, can you imagine? I hope they have a good one. Patron Pulverizers is just a sub team. It's just kind of like a pug at this point because they had a couple people not be able to make this time. So 2 people from TF2 Boomers, who is Deathy and Boink, are just subbing in.
NECH subbing in, and they have Naked.
And Bottom Barrel is a good team.
It's really been a bit of chaos.
The Bebop clips that we saw at the recap, by the way, that was Whalix, and he is on Bottom Barrel. He is returning. No Mirage. Meanwhile, in the EU, Mirage is getting banned or picked first or second every game, along with Wraith. So different.
To see that versatility, but I was kind of like really hoping to see.
But naming your team Maidong works? Well, yeah, I mean, Maidong is just an ascended team name. Like, for example, like if I wanted to find Maidong gameplay, I would just type in, you know, Deadlock Maidong. And maybe it'd pop up, you know? Big countdown.
Beautiful.
I think Alju spent like 2 minutes on Google search images where I was like, hey Alju, do you have a logo? He's just like, all right, hold on a moment. And you know, Barrel shows up. If you search for Barrel in Google, that might be one of the top things. I'm not even kidding.
Well, we are off to what should be a start of an interesting series. We have had that previous upset of I suppose
Okay,
the
big
that had
Deathy.
the crown.
Deathy does stream his POV also if you want to hop and not watch the cast, but I've been enjoying just watching the cast because they're good at casting. And their production is kind of hype. Okay, interesting lane choice. We already have the patron pulverizers.
They're not trying to lead with that, and it didn't get banned.
Instant push.
Very interesting right off
double stacked one wave to push, and then they are running across the map. Are they trying to double soak?
Extremity lanes.
Yeah, nothing
We're just
too,
trying to help out Infernus get an early advantage in the solo lane. Is either attempting double soak, which I don't think works, or more likely attempting to get Infernus a bit of an advantage in the solo. I think it's both. He did get up to. He does have 700 souls.
Yes, they say that, Dan, already.
I think so. He missed 2, so he got 2 CS. He did get 2 extra CS from doing it, so that actually is worth.
In various matches.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, Yamato does need to get a good start, and so that's going to be great for Patron Pulverizers to kick things off with. I don't think the everyone's going to be missing out on too much CS though, looking at it, so not the end of the world. The timing of the kill.
Seagull, I have a new skin. Wait, new skin for Vegas coming tomorrow. Amazon worker Kelvin. Oh my God, you weren't trolling. Oh my God.
See if Yamato's aware of it. Of course, organized play seems usually a bit better about.
Dude, that's sick.
About missings, but now you see the dive coming in.
Hey, that's so fucking cool.
Out from Viscous. A little bit of dive. Yamato though. If Yamato's able to survive, still pretty low HP. But the backup comes in from the last year, Dan. So a good rotation, and it mitigates some of the dive potential.
It's my bread and butter.
Yeah, kind of an equilibrium established there. With now on the solo lane, we've got a 2v2, and also that we're sticking with that for the time being. Obviously, quite easy to go back on.
Hey, Patron Pulverizer's already up 2K over bottom barrel.
You know, it just also shows the emphasis as to for the teams as to how important it is for them that they don't lose the grip on these on that particular solo lane.
I love the new melee animation for Ivy, by the way. So good.
Overall, though, Patron Pulverizers a little bit ahead in the aggregate. If you look at the heroes that need farmed, I think the scary thing right now in the game is where Lash is at. The fact that Deathy is already at 2.6k is a little horrifying on the whole.
I mean, if Deathy is double soaking a lot, but I mean, I think he's just kind of slamming too.
Roam potential, especially playing in the number 2 lane, is pretty high. Either go make Abrams' life really difficult.
Just watch the stream POV. Yeah, I can go in game if you want me to. One sec.
Yeah, and not having the debuff to have to worry about and have to force like a knockdown item, Deathy's going to be able to actually perhaps have a lot more impact in this game as he did.
Why do people expect to patch tomorrow? Because traditionally they patch on Thursdays if there is a patch. I think it's like every 2 weeks, a Thursday.
Golden Barrel might be in a little bit of trouble with that. A lot of pressure there. Although it looks like
oh, Yamato's in. Under tower. Ooh, dude, that Yamato almost died. That was so close.
Young Calc getting taken out, and again, you know, different region, different team.
Oh, he almost booped him in.
Rough start for Abrams, which isn't always the greatest. Dan,
also, a rough start on Abrams and lane is
again,
not good.
It's a little similar to Warden in the sense that you want to at least be even with the other team to be.
I was gonna double soak this wave, I assume. He showed on minimap. They know you're there now.
The further you get behind, the more you're kind of forced in utility, which isn't necessarily the greatest place to be.
Indeed, and we're getting kind of close now to 3k souls being online, which means that you're going to get stuff like
slowing hex.
Paradox tool
Classic.
Online, so your initiations really.
Slowing hex is such a ridiculous item. Chat. I feel like there's 3 for each team in every game.
And that's going to make things quite interesting as we get 3 players on lane 3 now trying to...
So what is double soaking? It means, so technically before 8 minutes in Deadlock, 2 people in lane don't split souls, they duplicate. So they both get 100% value instead of each getting half. Which means if you're in one lane and you take all the minions, if you tell your teammate to let it push the tower, you can run there and get this and then go back and you get an extra wave of XP.
That's a kill there. We are not fighting these kills. It's very, very fine margin.
What I'm interested in here right now, Dan, is what Deathy does next Death Slam.
Only works with 2 people. Yeah, it does not work with 2 people, or more than 2.
Right now, just still trying to get the most of farm, not going back to heal. Even when Death Slam is up, you're not necessarily going to go for a gank, you know, at a 3rd HP.
But a lot of the early movements, you'll see stuff like that happen. So for example, at level 1, we saw, you know, I think it was a Warden instantly push right lane and he went over one lane over to try and double soak. He got actually like 3 minions out of that, something like that.
And I enjoy that he's like prioritizing the
Deathy's really heavy. Yeah, Deathy is.
And we can see
He's going, dude.
Potentially being trying to set up here by Bottom Barrel, looking for the opportunity there. Not going to find it though. And we got a lot of players congregating in lane 2 here for this.
Dumps is in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a party. Death Slam though, up now from Death.
You're so screwed. Oh, even with ult. Oh, the paradox swap. Wait. Can he grapple to him out? Oh, he's dead now. He needed the grapple onto Kelvin as his only way out, I think. Oh, the worst reload timing too.
Barrel's so reasonably healthy right now. This gets under pressure, gets slammed, cubed himself just in time. If it's enough to get out. Turning fire, Blink falling in the fray.
See ya.
Across the board here, Dan, but Deathy making the most of it before finally falling at the end.
Yeah, Deathy getting every single kill there, I think. 3 kills. So it ended up being a pretty even scenario. Oh, there's a fight going on, sprawling across the mid-boss structure. And yeah, fairly even in terms of the souls. And right now there's a taste on for Infernus, trying to take him down. Nice team coming in to try to...
Dude, the classic Kelvin laning experience. Runs at you, pushes the beam button.
A really nice work there. And that's going to be a small objective advance. Well, it's actually fully creating a 1-for-1 from the Guardian.
Guardian finding word next, and
dude, I thought he was gonna parry that for sure on the second.
Life drain, not enough in that moment. Just see Warden just going like, please, where's my mobility to get out? Dove just a little bit too
dude, I mean, Patron Pulverizer was ahead. Now they're neck and neck in overall soul count.
2K, and you know,
that's
the
crazy.
Interesting thing here for Bottom Barrel for me, Dan, is that Deathy was like pretty far ahead, but anytime you get into a situation where the teams are turning out evenly,
can you parry a light melee? Yeah, you can. It's just harder to predict.
The advantage one player might have if there's several thousand ahead of time.
Yeah, that's a great point. And it is very even across the board here. I was trying to look at the farm for all of these carries.
Oh, here comes Cube.
Combustion is going to come in, but the Cube will block it.
They did have Warden CC on it after, though. Goodbye. Big fight time.
And now the Geist has turned their attention.
Did he just shoot the grenades?
Kind of sketchy, though. It's a 2v3, so Bottom Barrel will reposition and play defensively. Back to lane 3 for them.
Yeah, meanwhile, we got 3-on-2 in the other direction. Bottom Barrel trying to overload on the lane 2, looking for the Guardian. Decent pulls up here, too.
I mean, these towers are very important.
Bottom Barrel as they move in. No telekinesis up, though. I think right now they're just focused on Guardian and get out.
That's huge.
Doesn't seem to have a big rotation coming their
boom!
way,
Instant
so
flex slot.
Get that lead, but it's a game of trades here, Dan.
They still need one more to get their flex slot, though, for Patron Pulverizers.
One go. Yeah, I'm going to grab this Guardian. It's mine.
And this is kind of beautiful, actually, that we are in this game of trades. It's 40k to 40k, so there's definitely some equilibrium. We can't see the kills just yet, but it's pretty somewhat even. Deathy with another
goodbye, Pocket.
And, okay, well, the trade potentially coming in. Young Calc wants some of this with that charge, and comes the ice path as well.
He's so screwed. Hey, he's not dead yet.
Young Calc finish it off, though.
Okay, there he goes. Dude, how long does it take Lash to die? It pops Dome. He still has healing Nova. He still has healing Nova. It's a parry.
Nicely timed parry coming in, trying to save himself. Obviously,
he doesn't really do damage though. He's a support. He's like, ah, well, what do you do? Hey, he still has healing Nova. He still has healing Nova. He's holding it in case he has to.
Will the Yamato be able to escape? That's the question. And looks like the answer is a definitive no.
He's good. He's good.
Gino staying alive for an enormous amount of time. And again, what was a big back and forth exchange, one that Bottom Barrel got the better of there. Able to chase down Deathy at the start. Young Calc getting on the boink off camera.
Well,
and you're
out of
about, hey,
Patron Pulverizer's up,
like
now Bottom Barrel's up 4k, right and Bottom Barrel has a flex slot, whereas Patron Pulverizer's does not yet. And now they're going to start invading the jungle, and they find Paradox! See ya!
Spooky.
And more importantly, buffs are up in 20 seconds, so any gank right now is perfect timing for the buff. Who are we rooting for? I'm rooting for Patron Pulverizers because I know Deathy and Boink are chill.
At least for those Americans in the chat, is that it's football season and we don't have a football Abrams game, which clearly has to be pretty high up.
Oh, what are you setting up? Gank time? They're just out of range of slowing hex. He was spamming slowing hex right there to get the gank.
Market could go crazy for this game. All right. Well, we've got the 10-minute mark.
Buffs are up. It looks like Infernus gets the right one, and then Bottom Barrel gets the left one.
The urn
I think.
pickups.
The Kelvin's running for Earn right now.
Right now, so we get repositioning from bottom barrel.
Oh, slowing Hex on Yamato. Oh, slam.
Incredibly
Yeah, he's just dead. He doesn't have ult. He's just fucking dead. He got Abrams, dude.
Young Calc says, I'm gonna go for this. This is a doable.
I mean, you don't know why he ran him down like that? But look at his items.
Also,
He just bought Hunter's Aura. He found him solo, minus 27% bull resist, just runs his ass down. And they're all running in one by one into Abrams. Oh my god, what is happening?
Becoming a raid boss before our very eyes. Deathy says enough is enough. Goes in.
The whole fucking Avengers team shows up to try and gank Abrams. Abrams is still alive. Abrams is still. Is he walking away? Where is he? He goes back in. The Abrams went back in. He's half HP. He doesn't even care. Just ults. He's unkillable. Like, oh my god, he's finally fucking dead. What the hell is going on, dude?
Behind all of the action there, they picked up the urn, they delivered it, and they're pressuring.
Meanwhile, look at the mini map. Look how much space he made. Everybody was dealing with the Abrams, and so guys just got to walk up and take this walker for free.
Yeah,
Space created, boys.
That was just Yamato being a little bit out of position. Yagu a little bit up in lane, no shadow transformation. So
I mean, the Yamato didn't immediately run like she should have. I don't think they realize Abrams got Hunter Aura. And the moment that Abrams has Hunter's Aura, he can 1v1 anybody.
Able to like last way longer than he otherwise would have, and it turns into a very beneficial moment.
Yeah, and this is now a pretty decisive lead in souls at the moment.
Bro is getting gutted tomorrow. Wait, you think they're gonna nerf melee items?
In terms of just the overall state of the game, but we've got a big shift now, and the question is,
oh, whoa,
how exactly they're going to come back from this?
Well, we'll see. Young Calc right now might be on the hunt again. Stuff is a brewing in lane one. It's going to be a 4-man rotation for patron pulverizers.
Melee items are really strong.
And they are going for
Viscous. You can't outrun. You can't outrun the lash. Oh god, there's Abrams. It's fine. They got 5. They got 5. Abrams is dead.
Don't know if this is going to work out.
He's like, yeah, you guys got that. See you later.
One Abrams, 4 guys, and Abrams.
But meanwhile, look at the mini map again. They had 5 people there. Bottom barrel walks up, takes a second walker for free. For free in quotes, because obviously, you know, they did sacrifice a player or 2. But if you look at the souls now, they're actually just completely taking the lead.
2 minutes to farm the map before you're rethinking about that macro positional play where you're looking to try to focus on the urn. So the farm across the top half of the map is already pretty cleaned up here.
Yeah, they are struggling.
The map controls VP is that if you're the team that's taking control of the map, you're doing stuff.
See how they nerfed bullet items and left melee and spirit strong? Is this a shooter or smash?
And they're not going to get disrupted.
Yeah,
I do think active items are too strong, and I do think ults are a little bit too strong, but that's true in any game with ults and active items, so it's just how it goes.
Of course, we're able to get 2 walkers.
I just think some items are a little bit too powerful. Like, why does Decay have to be healing reduction and do like 25% HP? That, you know, the Decay maybe is a little bit insane.
Concessions are not buying the most optimal thing, so there is a power gap that really starts developing here, and you wonder for patron.
Why is slowing Hex so strong? Yeah, again, how do you catch anyone if you don't have a bunch of slowing Hex on your team, right? It's the only thing in the game that really slows down dashes other than what, like Bebop ult?
And, I would imagine we need to see some counters to the Abrams, like maybe some anti-heal, something to start dealing with that, because the sustain on the Abrams alone in some of these prolonged fights is pretty scary. And it looks like got quite a congregation here towards the 3rd and 4th lane.
Ooh, it's harder than you'd think, doesn't it?
A little bit of
coming in 1 minute.
tech. I love the movement tech that has come out, where I feel like every
oh yeah, everybody knows move tech now. It's sick.
A little bit of action here. We got guys moving in for the Inferno.
He just got fucking deleted. He's just gone. Hoshino.
Nice little pick, and digs the hole for patron pulverizers a little bit deeper, but here we go once more. Young Calc just hitting W, looking for the paradox. Might have gone a little bit deep, gets swapped in the walker range, finding where it out.
You know, that's a straight up bad time.
swap and binding word. That's a nasty combo right there.
Ooh, King Basilius with a
Pretty much
fortitude.
everybody here from
Ethereal Shift on Infernus.
Infernus back.
Alkfire
on the closer
on
lane
the
to them as well, that first lane.
Abrams.
So they're going to make their way across the tracks.
Reverb
You
on
get-
Geist.
secure that
Silence
position.
Glyph on Wraith.
Obviously, you gotta wait for
I'm
the
super
urn
interested
to
in the
find
Alkfire
us
combo
dropping.
with
We can
Abrams.
see
It sounds
a
fun.
lovely cinematic.
He's being chased right now. In danger, taken down by Death Team. There's a long chase in progress. Gives a little bit life for the Patron Pulverizers as Ernest
I've seen
goes.
enough NAs better than EU.
The better catch-up
Honestly,
tools in the
true.
game. You run faster when you're behind with it.
I mean, when you think about it, though, EU is just at a disadvantage because North America is so good at esports in general that, like, how could EU ever even hope to compete? I mean, honestly.
Into the air. As this fight develops even more, both teams down one. We'll see how this Urn fight develops. For Patron Pulverizers would love to even out, but it might not happen right now, Dan.
Yeah, looking to give that one up. The sole difference
going
is,
up.
of course, still definitely recoverable with one team fight, and that's, I think, one of the things here. If you're Patron Pulverizers, you don't want to force that team fight around the urn. You'd rather let them just get a little bit ahead and just keep things in control on your end. Oh my goodness! Oh. Can he escape? Nope. Boshi Pop is.
Didn't you lose in Overwatch to Europe all the time? Well, no, Europe was too poor. They needed to have another 20 million to invest into an Overwatch slot.
Essentially gun viscous in that moment where just like at first, don't care about it. Also, as a result of that pick, the Urn is uncontested. Young Calc adds in the threat of Patron Pulverizers evening up from that. Gone. Patron Pulverizers instead right now. Trying to get the pick on the Kelvin and trying to do a little bit more pressure onto this last remaining.
This is a big fight.
Don't know if it'll happen this time.
Waiting, waiting.
Doesn't look keen to stay in.
Pocket all hit 2, I think, at least. They have to leave now without Pocket all. There's no way they can fight without Pocket all. He's dead. Goodbye.
Algae with that affliction is supremely
Yep.
annoying, and the finishing blow should surely find its way.
Catches the TP with the grapple. See a dude. Gets cubed.
Is taking
Hey, where did he go with the cube? Wait, is he on the ice path? He's got to be on the path. Look up, bro.
Probably gonna be able to make it. It's still on.
It's a long fight that just continues here at the end. The pursuit.
Oh, that was a huge power slash.
Nice kill, getting very, very
How are you
low.
alive?
Deathy somehow
How are
still
you alive?
Women of prayer. Just gets a flog off. Now gets a rescue beam.
Oh, no.
Even back and forth box though. Striking. It's red Pashi. Here's the threat. You're dead. Young Cal towards the end.
This brings safety to
Still on the hunt, looking for Yamato. As the fight breaks down, it's breaking down more from bottom barrel.
Dude, this fight is so messy. Why are they even here? What is going on?
Follow through. In off Yamato.
The double heavy punch. Holy shit, how did...
Yagi will get traded out though, and
What
still
the
just a
fuck?
Huge, like Young Calc is just a veritable brick wall. Like it's so hard to like demolish.
And all this because Paradox got caught. I mean, it was a good pocket ult to start the fight. And then it never stopped.
Actually being a full recovery from Patron Pulverizers, I like what they did because in the disengage, it carries.
And Furnace feels like he's doing nothing except shooting creeps and dying.
What it was looking like.
You just have to give him time, bro.
If you turn at the right
You
moment,
just wait.
and as a team, you kind of encircle your opponents who are chasing you and have a good engagement.
Bro, is he gonna die of those minions? Hello? He's gonna die of jungle camp?
That's what's kind of starting
Does
to
he have
break
to
down
cube?
there. But as we settle things after that fight, you can see there's a difference. Actually, Void recovered slightly. I think it was about a 20k, 25k difference previously. So Patron Pulverized on the souls at the very least, bringing it back a little bit. They are behind a couple walkers.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, they are still within 20k, but
income advantage versus disadvantage, right? Is that some
wait
key
till next
core items
match.
Have come online.
Yeah,
When you
Hydration's
think
team
about
is
what
definitely a
Bob
very
does,
clear
Bob, we have
favorite
the
over both
reverb
these
up now
teams.
on neck, which means that any remaining
But I hope it's not
fight
too
strikes
one-sided,
can be
you know?
Hard to get away from, either disengaging from or chasing, just because of Malice Span Reverb, which offers a lot of area control right now. But I do think when you look at it, where it's at 19 minutes, both teams are taking care of their jungle. It's a lull before the storm, and I do think Urn could be the next inflection point here, unless someone is just.
I mean,
a
what?
little bit
Earn
too
in 30
sloppy and
seconds,
lame.
right? I forget the
think
timer.
Both teams, Dan, here are just going to bide their time and wait for Urn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, random grouping mid. They're looking in the jungle. Warden feels like they might have found somebody. Bottom barrel's backing up. Warden is looking for a pick. Here comes a swap. Yeah, they found a pick, all right. The Pop's ult. Wait, he did his job. He cast ult. He did his job. Job's done, boys.
Gets taken down, and that is a huge pick for Patron Pulverizers.
Well, so well timed. Patron Pulverizers, they set up about 4 people, just eventually get on the left side of the map, and they all invade.
Meanwhile, guys.
They know jungle's being taken. Now, as they do the invade, you have the macro end here, right? Where Neck is pushing
There's a buff.
down a lane, looking for more. Comes up
Oh,
onto the Abrams.
whoa, where's he going?
And
Abrams? Who are you chasing? Oh, you're not. I don't think you're gonna catch that Paradox.
Down Paradox. In his sights.
The Geist is back. Guys got a shrine. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Hits the swamp. He might trade. Hey, miss a name. He's not gonna trade now. Dude.
Heavy pressure ends up falling, but
Split push a shrine when they went for the buffs. Let's go, guys.
Meanwhile, now going to be grabbed by bottom barrel.
Yeah,
Rat Gaming.
At a point here where it's going to be quite a
Oh, here comes Warden. Warden's like, I'm going fast.
The lead extends even more for bottom barrel. I think there's a window here where Patron Pulverizers feel the most competitive in these fights that they felt in a while.
Who even needs a walker for a flex slot? Honestly, true. So now they have 2 flexes. They don't even need the walkers. They're chilling. Or rather, whatchamacallit, 3.
The earn response. And right now, bottom barrel running it. Patron Pulverizers is going to have a good setup here. They look at
Naked's down. Naked got caught
Wait.
mid-rotation.
Got caught? Abrams is here. Oh my god, he hit so hard in that alpha. Oh, Abrams can't die.
Facing down Basilius. Taking place by this little ball.
Holy shit!
Nowhere the charge from Cow ends up dying, but makes his mark known. Sets up bottom barrel to even out the fight, perhaps more. Pashi and Boing very low, trying to escape here.
Goodbye. Now bottom barrel now is gonna force. I don't know if they can do mid boss actually.
Boss of the map.
Yeah,
It's just a little Infernus here. Hey, buddy. The pocket clicked on him. He's a goner.
And indeed.
All right, mid boss time.
All right, Deathy's.
Now Deathy realized his team is dead, so he just grabs the urn, huh?
Mid boss will be there for
Smart to grab urn when your team's dead, to be honest.
And just waiting for your teammates to come back up, and perhaps you could try to force the fight, or at least create delay those EP with the urn by threatening that they will deposit it. That should, in theory, pull bottom barrel over towards them. That could waste some of the rejuve buff time, but at the same time, I mean, I feel like bottom barrel could also push the base. They could split push as well behind that. There's a lot of options here for bottom barrel, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think at a minimum, taking the urn there just means you don't have the double downside of the other team getting both boss and urn at the same time. It just digs the hole you're in that much deeper. But
At the bottom right timer, Steam or spectator thing. That is production. Production changed the UI, added the timers and stuff.
With the lash, not always the easiest thing. And the gap between the 2 teams, Dan, hasn't hit the point where Patron Pulverizers can't win if they get a good engage. Like, one really good engage set up by the Lash and Paradox very well could still be all they need to win a fight. It's not out of reach, though they are in the realm now where one more bad fight could just make it GG.
Indeed.
Boom! Big slam! He's just gone! Oh, big Wraithel? Big Wraithel?
He'll be back in the action fairly quickly, getting lifted up, Deathy, but there's no follow through for that. So looking kind of good here right now for Patron Pulverizers. Again, you don't want to overcommit here, but we've got a very aggressive King Basilius on that warden there, going deep for the kills as they chase bottom barrel across the map. But I don't think they want to.
I mean, this is just a sketch fight.
Where trading out is not to your advantage. But also,
the big thing is this fight is just stalling everything out. So much.
Machine gun go burn. Take it though.
Like bottom barrel should want to take a fight right now because they know that Infernus has to catch the waves of base. But Abrams is also they can take something. Like go take this walker. Go take okay. Abrams is split pushing the other walker. That's fine too.
To finish off what is left walker wise here for Patron Pulverizers, get an extra flex slot. And
a high ground POV. All right, Abrams took the other walker, and now we have a pause.
Oh wow, actually, it's going to be.
Was it Basilius' talent guy? It was indeed. That's a talent guy.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
Some of these effects are hard to keep track of. Dude, it is.
Because we've kind of stabilized around this like 20k soul difference for like quite a long time, I would say. So.
Bro didn't charge his headset. Oh my god, dude.
Peripheral sponsor on top of it. You know, if one is watching right now, we just be like, you know, if you had this brand sponsor, this wouldn't have happened because our batteries last.
And now this is the last walker that's going to focus this walker. Wait, Deathy's in. Huge lash ult. Straight to tower. Oh my god. Oh, walker did not get the slam. Walker did not get the slam off before it died. That's huge.
And Young Cal,
Insane
danger,
outfire,
taking away
insane
my
cube.
beat, goes to the
Wow.
cube and the follow-through. Way better from bottom barrel. Just
Damn,
so well.
dude.
Great support by Naked in the moment. And this could
Whole
be
team
the
wipe.
game in
Wow, that
total,
was
Dan.
such a good engage if it came like 3 seconds later. Or earlier. If it came 3 seconds earlier, the Walker stuns all of them, and then they probably win that team fight. That was actually insane. Really close.
At this point in the game, it just takes a one team wipe, and that is it. That's a wrap. As the patron is transforming, and it's another 20 seconds until basically any.
Yeah, they already had one shrine. It could actually be GG.
This is the,
Wait, it's actually GG.
It's the end.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's how quickly this can escalate.
Goodbye, patron pulverizers. That one shrine. They might have been able to get another fight off if they didn't lose that other shrine, take another 5-6 seconds. Would have been close though. Probably still lose. Honestly, that last fight was so close with that Walker slam just not going off. If they get that Walker slam, I really do think they probably get a couple kills at least. So in 6 minutes, this game is starting. That was patrons versus bottom barrel. Now the grand final, aka who contests for the NA slot, will be Hydra Nation versus bottom barrel. Pocket straight into, what is it going to be, like Shiv Wraith or something? Mirage. Oh, there it is. Ooh, Abrams. Interesting. Bebop Soul got nerfed though. I don't know. It's still pretty decent, I guess, but I'm curious what he's going to build. I don't know. You can't build double bomb, too easily countered.
Hydra Nation, though, going to round off their composition here with the 7. So, you know, they have their late game secured with Inferno 7, and if Shiv gets ahead at all, pretty decent setup for them. But
I'm scared. I am scared for bottom barrel, boys.
all right, Jason, of course, will be rejoining us.
But I want to be a Mirage believer. Oh,
Tons
tons of swaps coming out. Okay, Wraith versus Infernus, Abrams versus Shiv in the soul lanes. Then we have Kelvin Pocket versus Ivy 7 and Bebop Mirage versus Viscous Paradox.
As the teams roll out.
Viscous being in the Bebop lane is pretty nice.
One thing worth mentioning out of the gate is the way that Alex built Bebop previously is, you get online that early infuser.
Lefa is on 7 and not Infernus.
Power that when you get the ult online,
I guess it makes sense. They just wanted to be on the farm.
And that also means that you need to get the ult in very timely fashion. You want to have a strong winning lane, and so paired up not with the Dynamo this time, but with the Mirage, that's definitely a good lane partner for Alex.
And to me, I'm also looking at the
Abrams getting
sidelines here.
bullied?
I think the Shiv versus Abrams is actually a super important lane to keep an eye on, because if something happens where Shiv wins a one-on-one versus the Abrams, not only is it like terrible for the Abrams because Young Talk wouldn't be able to do what we just saw in the last map.
I mean, he's level 2 now.
Also is feeding the one character in the game
let's
that you
see.
do not want to be fed. So this solo matchup in the left,
Oh,
especially
Ivy
who
1
comes to
HP.
gank it,
The
is gonna be
Calvin Poke
so
dude.
important to me, Dan. I feel like to the course
Does
of the
Abram have a
early
hard
to
time?
mid-game
Yeah,
of
he's
this
going to.
matchup.
I think he's. I mean,
You know,
as
we
long
get
as he
to talk about
survives,
early
he's
in the
chilling.
game a little bit more as we got to pause.
I don't think he's going to win that, but if he just breaks even, he's vibing.
Sprinkle hydration hero, so they have Rocker on the Shiv in this instance here. So, just thinking about the early game setup, some players they have a priority list here, and what they really want to play.
Is Calc slaying? I'm new here. No, there's a player named Young Calculator.
Lane and objective pushing strength, let's say, with regards to the hero setups. I feel like Ivy with the Kutsu bombs and 7 with the lightning balls provides a lot of just kind of easy pressure off of cheap abilities onto lanes and objectives, whereas I think the focus there for Bottom Barrel is largely going to be on, is your Abrams and Kelvin going to be there to try to push something? Is Walex there with the hyper beam to push something?
Okay, we missed it, but Calvin's already down. That's huge.
Barrel. You see Naked going down in lane, and think about what we were just talking about the interplay on lane 1, right? Lane 2 getting ahead from Hydra Nation. You have to think that this is going to increase the pressure on Young Calc in lane 1 sooner rather than later, because now you push this out, you can even go for an early gank if you really wanted to.
Yeah, great point. And just, wow, they're really staying pretty deep here.
Oh, yeah.
Donation
And they're going to say super push. They're full HP. Why back up?
Almost 33% down in life.
Abrams has extra regen, restorative shot, his first 2 items. So I think he'll be able to face sync the Shiv for a while. It doesn't matter if he gets owned as long as he just, goes even.
Off to a great start in terms of keeping up on the souls, and again 3k souls, that's when the hyper beam comes online. Whenever we next switch to him, we can check out obviously kind of the itemization. Yeah, so you've got the infuser there, so there's definitely the focus. It's going to be a hyper beam. Yeah, you can see not actually putting any skill points into the bomb or into
Bebop was thinking about roaming. Bebop could roam maybe before this and first, but it's probably a little obvious.
Yeah, also, I think putting the Paradox Viscous against Bebop does counter a lot of the early.
The Infernus
threat that
is
Bebop has in lane, just
up an
because
entire
it's one of
item
the
on the
most
Wraith.
lanes imaginable. Now look at what's going on here. Young Calc.
Here comes that Abrams.
From one, moving in.
Abrams dive. Here we go.
Carry,
Immediate
charge.
stone form. Nice
Does
stone
not
form.
connect on the charge, Dan, and
Stun.
instead-
It doesn't matter if he's there.
The
There's
overall pressure on the dive is still enough to get left on.
yeah, they're gonna get a kill regardless. He doesn't have to hit it. He's just there to start tower and start the push.
And this is important too because you know this is. I think Abrams is pretty key for them to be able to actually take these towers.
Mirage, you good?
Power damage there, but another fight here on lane 3 as when they stay alive.
I'm surprised they didn't get parried at that.
Pressure coming in here, the cube being used to keep players up, and no one actually going down in that exchange. So
No one dying is crazy, dude. They're all so weak.
Yeah, and you look at the macro on the map already. Hydronation, they do lose a Guardian.
Bebop died. See ya, dude.
Hydronation, though, able to punish Wallachs, and this is a bit of a problem because you talk about heroes that like being ahead versus behind and making it matter. Well, Bebop also needs a certain requisite level of farm to be an orbital laser threat and not just get sniped out of the sky. Like, you cannot be so far behind that you're something that can be bursted down. And right now, Wallachs is heading in that path, which is really going to limit his ability in the late game if this early game doesn't even out a bit.
Absolutely, and a quick engage here, trying to chase him down. Hydronation.
Oh, he's out.
Able
See
to
ya.
control that fight,
Paradox might find Mirage right now. Paradox does have
As soon
swap.
as we do get the
She's
3K
watching in
slots
middle right
on,
now.
Walex, typically the way that he'll engage before Majestic Leap, which will be the first kind of major item to really enable that to be utilized elsewhere. We'll have to do double jumps to get to the top of the mid structure.
Dude, the most passive
Jump away from
Abrams
mid
lane of
structure
all
into the
time.
wall next to one of the
This
the
extra
lane 2,
regen
lane
melee
3,
lifesteal restorative
the
shot. He's like, I will not get poked out of this lane and I will never lose my tower. Have fun.
Set up there in terms of how you actually pull that off. And I'll be curious if Hydronation are going to be actually thinking about this.
We got
Bebop's roaming. Bebop's roaming. Here comes a crouch.
And you got Wallachs right now. Just the stealthiest robot you've ever seen. Coming on in. Surely they don't know I'm going in.
They got him! Yoink! He does get swapped out, and he still dies. Bro, that's crazy how much damage he just took.
Yeah, they get the kill right before dying at the very least, and that was a very nice hook. So risky business.
Oh, huge, big damn. Yeah, you're dead. See ya.
And we'll get Alju able to push down the
Nice
ship.
early
So
picks.
actually, we're getting some.
Yo, I thought this was gonna be a stomp for Hydronation, but I mean, so far at least the laning phase.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Bomb Barrel's about to have their second Guardian. One away from Flex.
Bebop ult! Here comes a Bebop ult. What, you didn't build enduring speed? Sorry, buddy, you're just fucking dead.
Extra presence, and it works out early.
He's gonna kill both. He's gonna kill both. He's 1 HP! Dude, he's rolling what? He died. I think he died.
Alex has actually managed to.
Abrams just died to Shiv. Uh oh, they're roaming too much.
Really get straight back into the game.
Doesn't matter. Shiv's doing Shiv stuff. He's all in.
Trying to do everything here.
Okay, why go all in here? What the fuck? What the hell? How is that ever worth it?
And eventually finished off. So this is a problem actually, because Rocker's getting a little bit behind now after the last couple of skirmishes in his lane. And here comes young Kalk with off the charge, looking to finish off the Ivy, but won't be able to proceed.
You know, you got to give it up for Naked and Naked's movement there to stay alive under that shiv pressure. And Naked, you talk about playtime the game. Naked was one of the very first people invited to the Deadlock pre-alpha, whatever you'd classify stage of development. I think it's never really been clear, but Deadlock when the public could play it. And you just see something from these players that have
Naked is literally 2,000. Like a lot of these guys have 1 to 2K hours. It's crazy.
Something that Naked has at the moment.
Okay, so DMB actually
Infernus giga farming.
Slightly on where maybe you would want the Infernus to be in terms of the farm. It's not always going to be perfect, especially with all the disruption, and that's kind of the point. Just to disrupt these carries early on.
Shiv looking for a pick again.
Wish Rocket going in for disruption of his own there.
But he's doing a little loop-de-loop on him, dude. He literally just did a full 360 on him. See ya, boys. Oh, he overstayed though. I don't think he realized he was getting triple ganked.
Continues. Combustion in.
Yep, you're just dead. Sorry, buddy, you got Infernus.
Hydronation just continuing to pile in.
He ulted you, shot you, and ran away, and then you died.
For the Guardian, which would be their first.
DMB
Oh, wait, he fed. He said.
Parry, huge parry. Is it gonna
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my goodness. That was a parry off of a regular punch as well, I think, DP.
Yeah, that was the quick melee, and also I look at that situation. I don't even know if the melee was needed to kill Alju there. So sometimes you go for melees out of habit, and disastrous results if you get.
He didn't need it.
Really good awareness.
I think. Even if he's reloading, it might have been close though.
Bottom barrel fighting tooth and nail.
Too far.
Up 1K overall in the aggregate. And you see the pushing power coming in right now here, Dan. Where
Alright, huge.
Get their second Guardian, one away from the flex.
That's big. Yeah, bottom barrel only needs one tower now for flex slot. They're chilling.
Action around the map here, and of course, all of the creeps.
Loud Mac, I believe that is
that can
the
finally
same.
Be cleared. We've also got other dynamics entering as we in a couple minutes get that urn falling down as well to be collected. So this is where the game starts to shift a little bit, and it does feel like both teams somewhat even. Obviously, a little bit of an edge for Hydronation right now.
Boom,
In terms
boom.
of the objectives, but
Wide kinetic dash second item.
So very
Fire
close.
rate's really good, and also that extra stamina
Bottom
is
barrel
really,
right
really
now,
insane.
You take a look where they're at. They have 2 Guardians down, Hydronation, 1 Guardian down here so far. And I'm glad I went to Wallix here because
Wait,
about to
bebop
highlight
time?
Wallix as he
We're
goes to the
40
top,
seconds
the
from
human
buffs. Is
ward
he
position
setting up for
that we
some
coined
shenanigans on buffs?
earlier
What's
in
going
the
on
day,
here?
Where you get a lot of intel here. You can move around. If you see something you like, you go in.
Is he
for a
looking
quick
at
hook,
Infernus, you
and I
think?
think right now,
He's still on the
DMB
minimap.
might be
He's looking around. He's spinning in
danger.
circles.
Nah, it doesn't. Wallix
He can laser beam cross map from top mid.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he
you
can get some
Abrams is
insane
Abramsing,
Hydronation
boys.
position.
I'm just kidding. It's a furnace.
Try to maybe escape that with the flame dash. And
He can't catch him. He's gone.
He's still going for it.
Young Calc is
Bro,
not
look
gonna
how
be
far you-
satisfied
like, what do you
with
do?
An escape attempt from DMB. No escape is going to be allowed there as the pursuit continues.
They left.
You see on the other side
Bebop
of the
check.
map,
Bebop got a hook.
flying
Bebop
through
just
the air,
hooked.
Trying to engage as well as a huge fight breaks out on lane 3. It does look like Hydronation have bottom barrel outnumbered on this one though.
I mean, the buffs are up.
Calc is able to get the buff on the left. Buff on the
I
right
think
contest.
Paradox
think
got the
Wallix is able
buff,
to muscle
the
it
survival
through
buff
to
on
the
that
bottom.
bridge.
So both buffs going the way of bottom barrel.
Not sure.
And now the urn also going to get played for early. First urn is kind of interesting, Dan. It's not always the most in-contest objective. It's probably it is objectively the time in the game where the urn is the least
Mirage got
valuable.
QSR?
So teams will sometimes put it off, but in this case, bottom barrel, I think they just want the urn fight more than anything else.
Bullet resist shred. I went for melee
Absolutely,
charge.
yeah. It's a great point actually.
I'm surprised he doesn't already have duration extender.
Calculations that you might do as a team. And it can
Especially
be
when you
good
have
opportunity to
a
force
pocket
some
on your
kind of a
team.
reaction from the
That
opponents.
means the other
It
team's
does
probably
seem
already
like
building
we might get
reducers.
some of the bites here. DMB's is getting encircled at the moment. It's really deep in enemy territory at the moment. It's being chased down. There goes the flame dash. Oh, but he's trapped. But is anyone going to find it and actually finish him off?
Boom.
And finally, there comes the cavalry.
Yeah, it comes on in, and I think they get the urn turn in, and this was a case of, okay, we're gonna go for the urn, and as a result, we might give up a little bit of building progress here. Hydronation was able to get another Guardian, still no flex slot. So bottom barrel up in flex slots here, and actually now, you see the pressure coming from Hydronation going, flex slots are in, and just give us this early Walker.
That Walker is massive.
Huge one
But if they trade it for Walker, they don't care.
Well, here is the trade. Can the Hydronation
Oh.
players who have just previously in lane 1, can they get back here in time? I don't think that they can. Stun in for Alex, able to get out of there though, but they didn't get the Walker. That's really the most important fact there.
Yeah, not often that you see the Walker go down before 3 Guardians, but Hydronation is trying to get the most out of larger scale map control that they can find. A quick movement coming in here from Naked, not wanting to be that deep. Demon Wallets things heat up here on lane 3. Ivy
Get a
taking
fucking
refuge into
Abrams.
the subway. Alju already finding hydration. You look at Young Cal
Oh.
coming in. Can they stop the teleport?
The stun straight to
No.
TP.
Ivy
Okay,
able to
dude.
port away. And overall, Dan, very good pressure being applied from bottom barrel as the whole.
Rapid
Not giving up the
recharge
early
on
game.
7.
They look renewed relative to last
The
week.
pocket and Bebop both have leap.
Majestic leap into the hook. And at the same
Shiv
time,
1v1.
Rocket having a bit of trouble
You're
there.
dead. It's just Shiv. He might bleed out. He might bleed out.
Somehow, I mean, it's Shiv. I was going to say somehow still alive.
Did he bleed out?
Shiv, so that explains that.
Dude, that's so close.
Yeah, meanwhile, really, I think there was a good swap by Flick that put young Calc in a bad spot. Calc ends up dying, and the fight on lane
And
3
healing
goes
right?
very, very against
Oh,
it.
yeah, you're right.
Hydronation,
Wait, I
you
thought
see
healing
this
right.
as the biggest
Oh, for some reason, I thought healing right didn't work for us. I don't know why.
a little bit of a risk here, Dan. I think this is something Bottom Barrel can contest and contest well.
Yeah, this is a scary as fuck mid boss.
Was not online, so that's
3-person pocket ult. 3-person pocket ult. They're taking so much damage for this. This is huge. Abrams has ult. Abrams is ulting in right now. I think he's gonna go for it. He stuns him. Flick did get it, but they all died for it. I don't even think it was worth it. They're all going to die. All 6 die for mid boss. How is that worth it, guys? What is going on? Why are you forcing this?
Caster Say kills everyone in the. He killed most of them, but that was at least 5 for Young Calc. So you talk about impact of mid boss.
Dude, I mean, I think they're fine with that.
Fall through is the absolute best you can hope for. They burned
now
away
the minions do have rejuve
of the rejuvenators, Dan, and on top of it, they fed Young Calc.
The minions still auto push
in this game where he's falling a little bit behind, but 5 killing blows, the way that the killing blow formula works in the game, Abrams is back on the menu.
That was fantastic. And something I was going to mention previously when Bottom Barrel.
How many kills are there in this game? There's no kill unless they hold down tab. We can't see it. I can go in game and look. Give me a sec.
Because of a previous team fight just beyond it. Around here, where we see the Wraith, because the hyper beam comes out, and then it's there's so much suppressing fire that if the other team's trying to take a fight, they have to disperse, and that's when Bottom Barrel were able to kind of follow up with a couple of kills, but then led into that Walker push. I just wanted to go back into the past to highlight.
They like watching a game. I normally, I would also watch POVs. I haven't decided yet, but this game, I really enjoy the casters out of Deadlock Fight Night. Like they're old Overwatch casters, so I'm feeling very nostalgic. Other ones I might watch in game.
Is of course, but could do bombs that can fly, that you can fly around using the ult as well. So there's going to be a lot of interesting suppressing mechanics from that sense.
So Hydra Nation still working at a slight edge.
I mean, dude,
in the bank.
the TDK is a great caster. All of these casters are fantastic. And also, I do believe that Hydration's team was streaming with full comms earlier as well. So.
All of that in terms of map presence at full for the time being, but in terms of micro, very quick to the team.
Mirage, you good?
Let's go. Dive in. Onto the Mirage.
I mean, it's Mirage. Does he get out? Nah, he's dead. Too much spirit damage. Well, he got domed. He got domed. No, he needed nade. He needed nade on him with dome. There's no way. Or a fully leveled ult.
Saving, so you lose one. Shelter goes on cooldown, and
what is going on here? He pops ult. Oh my god, the Abrams is dominating.
Trade outs in both end. Young Calc looking pretty healthy.
And dude, this is an insanely close game. This is crazy. That's big though. They just got a flex slot.
We previously had
replay broke. Looks like one of the clients crashed.
Were actually trending ahead a little bit after wiping everybody at the rejuve, but got a slight edge now for Hydra Nation, reclaimed once again.
That's huge.
With that Walker getting taken.
I mean, hey, they both have, you know,
as well, and the urn is also coming
2 flex slots, I guess.
This is now kind of a problem. Previously, ZP, you're making the point that the urn was not, the initial urn is not worth very much, but this one certainly is worth something.
Yeah, I mean,
actually, wait, I have it wrong. They still have one.
Never mind. The games start being the case where you see sizable gains in fighting power, right? And the way Bottom Barrel is built right now, you have to think they're going to contest. There's a short window where if they were really the Russian,
what do you just buy for 3K?
I don't think
is it Improved Spirit?
Hit that window. And when you're approaching versus Bebop here, you have to be very careful that your urn fight
classic urn run, grab the tunnel, Deadlock network offline. See in the top right
of the entire match, Dan.
Minion rejuve buff so underlooked. Lane's auto push if even. Yeah, it's super powerful.
Much everything is online.
Okay, look at this urn fight and look where Shiv is right now. Shiv is split pushing. Is he gonna take the teleporter? Yeah, he's backing up. It looks like he boosted maybe. He's going all the way to spawn. He's actually not gonna take TP. Probably because he doesn't know who's at the TP right now.
To make sure that when the Majestic League comes in, the fight's already kind of begun. So he has the sense as to who's fighting where, how good is my position.
Alright, Shiv is flying in, so now they're gonna try and take the fight. They don't want to take this fight till Shiv's here. Now they have 6. The other team does not have 6. Bottom Barrel only has like 4 here right now. 5. Mirage will have to ult in. Oh, they just knocked Kelvin off his path. Oh, nice knife. Knife into decay. There goes half his HP. Balanced items.
Abrams right now. Uses telekinesis. Charge into the wall.
It didn't fit. It didn't charge him. Abrams ults in anyway. Dude, I love the Abrams POV. The Bebop ult cross map. Oh, but he's alive. He's alive. Just hide. Oh, the big hook. He forces a cube. Oh, and Infernus ult's giant. That Infernus gonna kill 2 people off that.
Alex goes down. Young Cal can't get away, and it's cleanup time for Infernus. Pretty good outcome here from Hydra Nation so far after a little bit of a rocky start. CDMB just setting in the pressure from the outskirts. Geo falls. Hydra Nation,
dude,
a bit ahead now, Dan.
and Furnace
Almost 10K.
spooky.
Yeah, that was actually crazy.
That was a tough team fight.
Barrel were actually ahead by quite a bit, and Quick, I think, got down to
I feel like when you hit this mid-game stage chat, it's going to be really hard.
So,
like, who's their ultra late game carry? I guess you have Mirage, Wraith as your big two. Pocket has a lot of damage. I guess they have a lot of damage.
At 10k, over 10k in Soul for the lead now. DNB really has come online on this Infernus, and it wasn't the easiest time to come online. A lot of disruption earlier in the game.
And Furnace just owns you. Yeah, and Furnace is insanely strong.
Power spike, and it's a threat for sure.
And he's got Ricochet now for team fights.
Think about what changed here. Where
with
both teams were
Toxic.
Essentially even pre-earned fight.
Now here's the big problem.
1-2 combination
Another 3k
of
souls,
not
and
only
Infernus is
securing earned for
probably
your
going to have
team
inhibitor.
and being able to
And
find
now
a
if your
period of
team
time
does
to do a
spirit
good
damage,
fight
they
and
don't do
then
spirit damage anymore. It just
win the
deletes it from the
fight,
game
albeit
because
slightly.
it's
It
minus
wasn't a
35
full,
and minus
six-man
30
team fight win
before
but it was
resist.
enough that you walk away and you go, we won the fight and got earned, and that's really how you shift your power and position in the game from even to just pretty vastly ahead. That being said, Bottom Barrel still.
The Mirage is
close
also having a
enough
tough
that
game too.
Team fights are not a gimme for Hydra Nation. Bottom Barrel can still play for pickoffs and still, fight on relatively even terms. So they have at a minimum one more good team fight.
Yeah, have to see how they use it exactly, and there's definitely a lot of options for Bottom Barrel to have a pretty devastating team fight. They've got a lot of AOE. Especially with that affliction, if you get a good affliction,
buffs in 20 seconds, boys. Buffs in 20 seconds. Paradox Viscous already set up on the left buff.
Sort of mentioning other abilities.
They have another 3 on the right buff. Just putting 3-3 right now.
So it's gonna be
What if it's gonna like 5 stack? Want to blow them up?
Where they just go, okay, we're gonna get this, get that. Or
Oh, Wraith is walking up. Kelvin's walking up on the minimap.
5 seconds.
Oh, more like flying up.
Pressure going on near the mid buff location. Casting buff.
The casting buff.
Kelvin on the
Oh!
left. Secured on the right is Hydra Nation, whatever buff that was.
They grabbed it. It looks like Bebop or Kelvin got
For
it.
each team, mid boss
Not sure
now
which.
up into play as we enter, Dan, what could be the final act of map 1, and we got some items to look at.
The final act of map 1 in before this game lasts 45 minutes.
Alex has the Unstoppable now, so can sort of get that ult online with Imperviousness. Thanks to the Unstoppable.
Human Ward in progress once more from Flick. That's what we're calling this from here on out. You see us some
Toxic Headhunter on Mirage.
This is the pure Human Ward.
A knockdown on
and it makes
Viscous.
sense. I mean, you get a lot of intel
Escalating
just at the
built
top center of the
on
map.
the
I
Shiv.
like that this has developed in the last few weeks.
I don't see how anything on Bottom Barrel
I think,
hits
just
that
as you
same
said,
late
they were
game
gonna get this
scaling as like
last team
escalating
fight
Shiv,
brewing
Ricochet,
as an
Infernus,
interception
and stuff
is
like
being
that. I'm
flagged.
kind of
Once
curious.
again, the
I guess
pickup
it's really
isn't
just.
actually everything here. It's about
I guess
who's
Mirage
the
can.
team
I don't know
fight.
enough about Mirage.
And Willex is going to be jumping in with a majestic leap, I think, trying to get that.
Alright, try to turn in.
Going in from the top, from up high. Doesn't have
Bebop is playing cross map. Bebop just invulned the knockdown. His knockdown did not work. He's just laser beaming everyone from Skybox now. The 7's 1 HP, I think, on the back. Yeah, I think they got a reset there. Now they're just. Here comes a repush. Oh no, you don't want to fight here.
Down 2. They take the fight indoors.
No, with the Viscous ball.
Bad spot. Ern still up for grabs. Hydration says, I'm going to grab this mid-fight. No one else is going to grab it here.
Oh,
Depositing
gets
the
turn
Ern.
in.
Oh, the Abrams charge. Not quite in time. So Ern goes away with Hydration.
Boom.
Cal dying for nothing.
Oh man, this was. Now they're kind of taking the game away after the scale. I don't know how they stop them now.
And now with a 20k difference and another Ern fight 1.
The Bebop did hit massive damage that fight. They used Unstoppable on Bebop. He got 2 or 3 people to half HP or less. But like, they just need a little bit more.
The contest ability here for Bottom Barrel.
They fight for that Ern, now they lose mid boss. There's not much they can do.
Yeah, it's not possible to get a steal on this one, I'm afraid. Definitely, I think it was a great call to try to set up a good fight there, but I think Hydra Nation, positionally speaking, played it really well. Again, they dodged a lot of the big AoE abilities that would have given the edge to Bottom Barrel should those have connected onto many players.
And now we get into the phase of the game where you wonder for Bottom Barrel, what do you do to bring things back?
As a Wraith ult, wait, kinetic dash off the high ground? What's going on here?
Early pick perhaps on the flick.
Sees Viscous. Did knockdown, straight into ball. Okay.
Heck though, we're gonna find DMB.
They're just gonna kite it out. They're just kiting out Bebop ult. They're trying to reset versus Bebop. The Bebop just got another kill. The Paradox is also 1 HP.
Rejuvenator will have time to regroup.
Dude, imagine if this Bebop goes super late game and gets Giga scale. I want to believe.
So it's not a 20k difference that has been present the whole time. So in terms of itemization, how far ahead Hydra Nation are going to be at the moment, it's not going to be too insane. Like this definitely is.
I want to believe.
And in killing those two players in that moment, like taking that fight, taking the initiative.
I really do think this Bebop in the sky is like such a pain, and they have 2 knockdowns, and he just pops unstoppable for them every single time.
So that everybody's alive, all of the ults are online.
So he's guaranteed to get like 8 seconds off or whatever it is with his ultimate.
They don't have so much of a soul lead.
Now just wait, just let it go late game, guys. Bebop's gonna get like, I don't know, Boundless Spirit, Mystic Slow, Surge of Battle. He's gonna get like everything, and then they will win.
And the problem is they got
Surely.
so low from the last fight that they had to go back.
Surely the
heal,
Infernus
regroup,
doesn't get
and
Ricochet
time to
inhibitor
regroup as well.
and then run around and kill everyone.
Pieces back online, Hyper Beam back online, and bottom barrel, if nothing else, the Hyper Beam gives
along with late game 7.
opportunity to
Let's not
stall
forget late
out
game 7 is
when
also
dealing with
disgusting in terms of
Rejuvenator's
damage.
situation When the other team is just trying to get down your final walker, right? And
Walker time.
Here we go again.
Where's the wave
The
clear?
rejuve continuing.
Uh-oh,
Wallach
that's not good.
looking to set
They're gonna
up
lose this Walker too
for
fast.
Hyper Beam. The Walker does go down. Bottom barrel though,
Oh.
so going in. In comes Majestic Leap.
Oh, he's got the ult on the inside. He's got the angle. He's got the angle. And they're gonna go back. Oh,
Let your blood in this situation.
dude, they all backed up in the staircase. Now they're gonna re-engage the Bebop ults down. His character's useless now. It's over. Oh, big hook. Wait, that was actually a giant hook. Is that 7? He hooked 7 in. They pop a Wraith ult on 7. They turn on it, and 7 tanks it and walks away. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. They don't have the damage, dude.
He's barely getting out of there, Dan.
Yeah, again, looked like a pretty good fight. I think it could.
Did he get cubed? No, he didn't even get cubed. He literally just tanked it and walked away.
Fall back from being painless, and they get slowed so heavily by it that it just was so hard to fall back to the safety of the base. Lost too many players, but still, with 4 players up
They're
at the
waiting
moment,
for
so
Beam. Beam's
not
off in
out of it
15. They
just
can play
yet.
again.
Whether they will lose pretty much everything in the base. We'll have to see exactly whether there is still
Was it 7 building? I assume it's just 7 with the ball build.
Potentially catch some stragglers as they are all spawning. They're all back up.
Even if he CC'd the ball, will continue life
Sticking
stealing.
around. They know that
You're
they've done
right.
enough, and they are out of there.
It's true.
Yeah, not only are they out of there, but also this is where the snowball in the end game tends to get pretty severe, where you've now pushed out all lanes. There's incredible pressure on bottom barrel to get lanes back up, both for mobility and just because you don't want your base to have easy access from the other team. But while you're busy doing lane housekeeping, what happens? Oh, that's right. The
Earn time.
just gets run relatively for free. It doesn't really seem like it's going to have a contest here. And again,
They can't contest
huge
this.
infusion of souls, and this is going to make the next fight, the bottom barrel, that much
God,
more
it's so much money late game. Look at that.
One of the
That's
major issues we
crazy.
didn't mention
It's like
yet, actually,
5K
as
or
well, is that
something.
The flex slot situation is very, very bad for bottom barrel as well. They've only got the 1 walker still, so they are like struggling because obviously Hydra Nation.
How much does soul lead matter? It matters a
every
lot.
single flex spot. So that's
Obviously,
3
being down
slots in
30k
advantage that
when
they have.
you know the relative values are
that's
100,
stats
200k
painful
is
at
not
this
as bad
point
as
in the
being down
game because
30k when you're only worth
Bottom barrel are
30k,
gonna
right?
have to make some choices with regards to what they spend their money on.
They need a
because it
walker
doesn't look like
badly.
there's any way that they can get it.
Yeah,
How do
they
take a walker down?
they just can't.
The one that's very
How do
low
they
is on the
scale to this
floor
end
plate.
game with only 1 flex slot?
I mean,
What are they gonna do?
Across the entire map at this point, there will be a team fight. You can't just get a walker for free.
Yeah, especially given the fact that anything past the initial lane guardians.
It's got to be like a
does
split push
have,
somehow, I
pretty sizable
assume,
backdoor
but I don't know
protection.
how.
Eventually, you get strong enough that you don't care, but I don't think we're at that point. So yeah, I mean, the flex
Ability
slot
points matter a ton
difference
too. It's true.
Definitely has hit the point where it's impacting the build.
They have a giant ability point lead with all those walkers.
With their level of fire.
Oh, they got somebody. Oh, rescue beamed out. See ya. But then it gets swapped back in. Okay, see you later.
Neck is down. And you get that pick on the Wraith. Now you don't have to
And
worry
also
about
plus
the
1,000 souls. Oh, that's bad. That first, this is why Paradox is such a strong character.
You don't need a reju in this case to make a very decisive push that could be game-ending. Pressure
Yep.
in around the outskirts.
Welcome to 7 damage late game, boys. See you later.
Gone. 4v6. This could be the end.
Yeah, it really does look like at the end of this point as they just decimate what's left in the base. 7 just
I mean, late game
targets
7, late game
Patreon.
Infernus, late game Shiv. These are crazy scaling
It's going
characters.
to be shortly in the weekend form. Everybody to the pit as well. 2 players down. Then I mean, we have ults online here. Alju has the Dolly Affliction as well as Alex's Hyper Beam, so definitely some powerful ults that can be utilized.
Wait, there's the bebop.
So that has to be dealt with first. There's the Hyper Beam that might delay things, like you said, DP. For now,
Hyper Beam and Unstoppable just flying.
Oh, we got the hook into spawn.
Won't be off and hook into the pit.
It doesn't matter. They tornado him. Oh no, they did get him. I mean, the bebop's trying his hardest, that's for sure. Bebop has refresher. He's going back in with refresher. Here we go. I don't think they expected refresher bebop. I definitely did.
Of course, double the uptime to the Hyper Beam in over the
And they just say, it's not enough. They can't count fast enough. Honestly, that was a really messy game by Hydra Nation up until that mid game. They kind of won off the scaling of Infernus.
Where it really got away from them.
And also the 7,
honestly,
but that early mid game was
the whole
really
game plan
sketch.
how
Dude, that
the
Mirage
positive
pick
team
is
fight
it did
for-
not do
for
so hot.
Rainbow.
You know,
is
Dan and
Dick-
ZP,
Not a crap
I'm
ton of
thinking
damage
about
either.
this, right?
That was not a very clean game from Hydra Nation for their first like 15 minutes. And even though I know they're scaling and they're like a little bit weaker early game and stuff like that, that mid boss play, that was a hard coin flip to potentially lose the game immediately. Like that was really sketch. Like if they I know people are saying in chat, well, they all died and they take mid boss, it's okay. It doesn't mean it's a good play just because it worked out. You're coin flipping mid boss, like that is so sketch. Versus the other team that was, you know, in the early part actually kind of owning. Like if the other team wins that and let's say they lose a 50-50 on the mid boss and they all 6 die, they just kind of almost immediately lose the game. Like that is just so sketch.
Run from the beam strategy.
All right, so bottom barrel bans
Run from the
Geist,
beam,
Hydra Nation bans
you know, beam
McGinnis
that, Jason
again.
was creating there.
Same
And
bans,
no,
right?
same Lash on top.
Lash Viscous, okay. I like it. I like Lash, sure. Dude, the Europeans love Mirage, by the way. They first pick or ban Mirage every game. They're convinced that Mirage... When I started talking about it, Chad, earlier in the other BO3, they said Mirage is Thanos. So it's so interesting to see the difference between NA and EU. It's so interesting. Dude, look at the all-in on this team. Dude, the pocket lash warden dive is going to be psychotic. Bebop again, let's go. I'm cheering for Bebop,
I was looking
boys.
at bottom barrel even before the Bebop, and I'm like, this is
I thought they were
very,
gonna-
like, old heavy kind of comp.
I thought they were
Looking
gonna
for
pick like a
Lash
7 or
ults
something. I
together
don't know.
into the-
Ivy. Yeah, I forgot about Ivy.
No sort of haze, none of these like.
Dude,
shields
that
or
Hydra
haze
Nation team is
at all.
disgusting. They have
So it is
Infernus, Shiv,
interesting. I haven't seen
Mirage,
a team
Paradox,
go this
Ivy,
route before.
Abrams. That's
It does make me feel
disgusting.
uncomfortable, Jace.
That's
I feel like you also
crazy.
feel uncomfortable.
To be fair, every time I feel this way about a team, they lose.
I mean,
So we'll see.
Okay, you take Hydra
Haze
meme,
is just straight up
what do we
AFK
got
until
on,
she doesn't, this doesn't do shit. But
But
hey, it could just be that all the Haze players just
Yeah,
like to
yeah,
AFK
definitely.
farm for Unstoppable
I think-
Ricochet, and maybe if they build
I think we
differently, there's
did
like a
well in
different
sort of setting up some
hidden,
of these early
nuanced
storylines
build
like
path
that,
that'll make them
because,
stronger
you know,
early
I was
game,
talking about
and maybe
my
we'll start
focus on
seeing
the
Haze
games,
more.
And then you were talking about how important the extremity lanes are, and we've tied together just how related those things are. And we've got the Infernus Flash lane here.
So what's your rank? I'm
versus
ass 6, brother.
Abrams Warden. So I'm curious
Ascendant
to know
6.
how do you feel like
Unlucky.
these matchups are?
I mean, Abrams Warden truly can go.
Oh, big slam. All right, look at that. You got Infernus burned on you.
I mean, right now, there's times
Peace
where
after
Lash is
HP.
ahead, but not when you take
Welcome
that
to
level of
Infernus.
poke damage early on. That's kind of a tough beginning. A little bit that, you know. Let's. I think it's Lepa on the Infernus get a little bit ahead. And as I say, that DMB.
See ya.
Calc early and already gonna make things interesting here in the sideline.
I'm still surprised. Like,
Yeah, definitely
why?
a problem. Again, we have all that focus on.
Why
on
put
Wildix,
the
just a
Lash
really good
in the
beat
solo
up,
lane?
able to get
I'm always
off to a
curious.
Start, of course, and kinetic carbine coming in for some extra chip damage there on Wildix as he awaits his teammate to rejoin in the Kelvin on Young Calc. Very different from Abrams. That we saw Young Calc on today so far.
Rocker though.
It's because it's sustained. I know, but Lash is also one of the best like early game roamers because he has fucking whatchamacallit. He has such high move speed. Lash has the highest move speed outside of Bebop, so I'm always biased to be like, hey, just go fucking gank people and run around.
If the Warden can stay even in lane, so that lane's gonna get a lot more interesting as it gets closer to 3K.
Oh,
And one thing I'm hoping to see is that we see a failed hook. Good hooks here early on from Wildix. Trying to get some damage on, but
Orbital Lash is great early.
Like,
yeah, there's some cheesy Lash stuff you can do off spawn where like you can go on a building and then drop in from the top of a rooftop and do like 500 damage level 1. Ah, this is a huge all-in. But bro, you don't have ammo.
And oh, looks like Wildix will take down DMB. There might be another one up for grabs here, but think he would
Oh
have
my
escaped.
god, these guys are crazy.
You know what I find interesting here? The level of support given to the Shiv, where
That guy, I think, for the 20 months.
lane, which if nothing else shouldn't starve in lane. You know, both very good at getting last hits, both pretty good at shaking pressure early on. A lot of time you see Shiv go to the side lane, but they decide, you know what, between the two, we'd rather have Infernus go in the solo lane than the Shiv. So, you know, that
He
dual
missed
lane
his one.
setup, the way it's been has been interesting. And you see in the side lane, Gio's still working at a disadvantage here, Dan, just from that early poke exchange, where Leffa's been able to be very, very aggressive just from the first 30 seconds of the lane.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Wait,
really scary, but
Viscous is here to help him. Bro, you went for the straight up parry? Oh my god, actually terrifying.
Maybe it was all the plan, because that will have the Infernus staying out there and Leffa will die. So, okay,
Yeah.
done the job, and off goes Viscous.
Well, also, while that was going on, Abrams was
McGinnis ain't even that busted. People complain about her. McGinnis ult build is crazy strong.
Conditions for victory. Oh, young Cal comes in, finds Flick, and
Oh!
on the,
Woo,
we didn't talk about it,
see
but young
ya.
Cal now also on the Kelvin did not play the Warden. that
Dude, these
you,
are crazy
usually see.
all-ins.
So, a little bit of different hero versatility coming in.
Yeah, there was like 3 fights where everyone had 10 HP across the map there, so that's like Bottom Barrel actually getting edging some of those kills so far early on in the lane. Obviously, soul disparity is minimal at this point. And but we're seeing, I think, what I wanted to see. I wanted to see at least Walex have a good start, but Kinetic Carbine finished off again in a beautiful Paradox play. You got the grenade to displace Walex, who's hiding in cover and then cannot escape.
I mean, the Infernus is shitting on Lash in the soul lane right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good turnabout for Hydronesia because it's been a slow start in this lane. You look
He's
at
up like
Flick's
800 gold.
overall net worth relative to the rest of the game, and it hasn't been the most overpowered Paradox lane, but speaking of action in the middle, hydration.
It's shift time.
Finding Naked here. Off on the middle, quick little rotation. As Alju just gonna have to back off a bit. Already teams heavy rotations back and forth right as they hit 3K.
And Hydronation were 1K gold behind now.
Bro, if he has to play on
Getting
rooftop, there's no way he's gonna get a
kills.
last hit. Oh, he might fuck up here. Nope,
Okay,
never
Walex
mind.
is about to get
He has ult off that, doesn't
behind,
matter.
so let's keep our eyes on if there's any sort of setup on the human ward position, which is has typically been a
Is he trying to do the wall jump to get up top to contest him?
From it allows you to pressure into lane, and I think he's up there at the moment. We'll see if there's an engage, but at the same time, players going towards the first lane as well.
Well, right now it's saying a total of
Wow.
lane 3 right now from Bottom Barrels. They
Mirage TP's in on this. Big dome. This dome might be enough. Nope, not enough.
And Knack unable to stay alive. The frozen shelter.
Dude, that is a huge. That is such a good. Wow. Damn.
Lane 4 and
That Mirage TP was insane.
As it happens,
Mirage is crazy.
What's funny there is that like poor Walex was trying to set up the ult play from the top structure in mid, and then but everybody was just decided at that specific point that they wanted to fight in like lane 1 and lane 4. So he like literally had nobody near him to do anything. He just had to like abandon that idea.
Bebop just wonder, is it me? Does no one
Time for
where'd
towers.
everyone go? It's like, oh, we're going off to the side lanes. Lots of find hydration, so not alone too.
All right.
Big creep wave.
Big.
Bottom Barrels would get the Guardian.
Looks like we're gonna trade Guardians here.
A little bit of a chase going on next DMB. You can get so aggressive.
See you, dude.
That's a Guardian that they should be able to get down here as well. Nice parry.
Dude, that is so fucked up.
Maximize the damage with the melees.
Both teams being very, very aggressive on early movement. You
All right,
take
so both
inventory
teams
where
are
it's
trading
that both
towers.
teams have two
They're trading
Guardians,
towers for towers,
one
boys.
Guardian away from first flex. And maybe a jungle invasion.
They parry the Guardian. Yeah, that's
we'll
a
take
standard.
little bit of Bottom
What you'll see
Barrels
is
on
people will tower dive with the Guardian because when you parry it, it does get like it breaks its animation for a couple seconds, stops shooting. So how the tower dives in this game work is oh my god, he's dead.
that. The parry's late.
Dude, this is fucked up.
Aims to be able to escape Rocker.
Oh.
On the wall.
Hey, here comes Viscous. You missed a turn. I think he missed it. I think he missed it again. Hit him. Oh, one. Two did not go off there. Unlucky.
Looks like it naked. It does not want any more.
Now Mirage is here though. Mirage is back. He's pushing him.
Bottom barrel right now, which is regardless of whether or not Viscous lives here, the Warden farm situation is not getting any better. Neck has gotten the bad end.
Dude, this is so cursed in this lane. What is happening in this lane, boys? They're gonna let Trip lose the game.
Over the top here in lane 3.
Yeah, I've been waiting to get this hyper beam going for a long time, DP.
Well, it finally gets going. You know, you don't need to leave, just get a zip line. Very intense here. All due down. The pressure just continuing here in lane 4.
This lane is crazy. They're just all ending each other on cooldown and trading over and over. They're all dying. It's like 4 deaths in 3 minutes. The Warden can't stop dying, but he's getting trades.
Going straight in there off of the concussive combustion. Should be able to finish off the Kelvin.
Dude, was that Whalek suiciding for a tower right there, boys? Did he just run it down to get a flex slot?
So far, Hydronation, what's very interesting to me, CP, is it feels like they're getting a lot of kills, but they're actually not that far behind after all these skirmishes.
Hey, wait a second. It's only 3K, but bottom barrel's within 3K souls and has a flex slot. Hydronation needs to get their flex slot. Wait, this is crazy.
Even though certain lanes have just become a death zone like lane 4.
I need to look at what the kill count is. I need to see scores really fast.
Everyone in Hydronation at 7K aside from Flick was probably.
What is it? 244.
And Neck right now just going. All right, I'm going to
58616.
It's going to be nice and quiet.
Okay, let me go look.
And get myself back into this.
The scary thing is, I'm just very afraid of Letha. Letha's pretty scary on Infernus, and he's definitely having a pretty good time.
Let's look in game.
Too far ahead,
the Warden is 1 in 5 running it down on this lane, but they're within 4K souls.
Across every player on Hydronation. We're not like pooling all of the soul advantage.
It's a 14 kills day. It's 22 kills in 9 minutes.
As much as it may look on the scoreboard, and it does.
Dude, that's crazy.
Up slightly, yeah. And we do have the urn coming in a minute, so that's going to be a huge point of focus, as we always say.
Mirage might be caught. I think they know Mirage is here, and okay, Mirage quickly gets away. But the person you have to look for at bottom barrel right now, the make moves, is Alju. Alju has a pretty decent personal farm set up, and this is a type of game where
Bebop's watching.
Your ward calls something out, and Pocket goes in, and with you and finishes it off. As we talk about that, Abrams getting iced out here. Down in lane 1, and you see the rotation ready to come in. Both Shiv and Ivy were ready to go lane 1 if they saw an overcommittal from the Kelvin and Lash.
I mean, hey, buffs are up in 15 seconds. Here comes the posturing for buffs.
Both sides here for both teams.
Bottom barrel is going to get the right buff, I think. Wait, 10 seconds. No, bottom barrel might be getting pushed on right side. It's Warden Pocket getting pushed out. They're getting chased by Mirage right side of the map. Viscous is running. It's 3v3 on right side of the map now. These are 2 different 3v3s, I guess. Oh, big punch.
Bring him around, gets him into the wall. 1 punch, into the back, slides through. Just needs a little bit more.
That's Abrams.
And it's actually 3 kills from Hydronation across the map there. And now, they run Urn. Again, a lot of teams will prioritize pushing over Urn.
Oh, dude.
Early in the game, especially if they think they can get walkers. Let's see if that holds
Oh,
true
we
here
almost
as,
caught him on the pillar.
Says Mirage, get out of here.
And there it is.
No, you should have just, if he quick melee'd him, it would have killed him. He was actually won. Oh, dude,
yeah,
so close.
Kelvin dying there, young Calc, because he had the ice path that came in just before he got charged. So otherwise he gets away. But we'll see if there's a recovery. 9,000 souls in advantage on Hydronation, actually 10k.
All right,
so
Urn time.
Sizable for this time of the game.
New team fight at Urn now. Let's go.
It's a lot of these like cross-map skirmishes, 1v2s, 2v2s.
I think the Urn, the priority for this first Urn here too is like, it's as much as, oh, we want Urn for more souls, but also we don't want the other team to get Urn as a
I mean, it looks like they don't want a hard contested. Lash is just going to sit in the side lane. Is he going to teleport or not?
Give up that lead in easy ways. So I think that's what's kind of driving the Urn pressure right now from Hydronation.
I don't know if Walex is going to have the test of deep online yet, so not sure how the Hyper Beam.
Big swap. Tristan Tornado. Boops him in. Bebop. Lash. Wait, did he just save him from his own Bebop?
And it's looking pretty good here for bottom
Oh,
barrel.
he got him anyway. Okay. Pocket ult. I think it hits no one, maybe only Abrams.
So they are making this one count so far. They just have to not give up any kills. But there it is. Rocker's going to pick up 1 for a 6-kill streak as the fight continues.
Okay, there's a giant Bebop is flying in. Bebop's in, hits a bomb.
Yeah, I mean,
they're on
Bottom
Infernus
Barrel,
hard over
we
here on the
talked
left.
ahead of time that their team fight was going to be better, especially early
Infernus
on
is-
with all team fight centric ultimates. They get
Oh,
flipped
it's
on
up.
the chase down. Frozen Shelter comes out.
They pop
There
shelter on him.
shouldn't
Can
be
they
a
even
way
kill
out
him? It's
this
fucking it,
time.
dude. Infernus is so broken.
The
Holy
pressure come
fuck.
on in, Infernus goes
It took
down.
that long for him to
Can't burn
die.
through the ice stone, as it turns out.
And in the meantime,
Bottom Barrel, incredible job here, Dan. Not only
Hydration on the other side of the
have
map
they fought
ignored the
their
team
way
fight
back in
and took a
recently
walker.
the Urn
That is
has
huge.
not gone the way
That
of
is
Hydration,
absolutely
but there's
massive.
enough pressure just from the Abrams that they can't turn it in yet.
As well. They're going to get something for something. Yeah, with this
And these
guy
early
going
walkers
down
are
a
just-
kill as well.
They're so important.
And this is pretty scary. Yeah. Oh, well, okay, Alju's going to come in to try to do some damage here. Finish off Hydration. He is taking a lot of damage. It looks like the pressure
Dude,
is
Mirage
off there,
damage
and
is
he's got that
crazy.
Full rage, the knife's going out, hitting every single player. And, oh no, the worst has happened.
Whalix is what is it? He just bought Whalix is 1v3, pops beam and kills 2?
Ultimately, Hydronation's still ahead in these fights.
What the
A lot
fuck?
of trades back and forth. Bottom Barrel filling the business end of Shiv and Furnace dot damage. Meanwhile, Wallhex just
And now they
point
pause.
blank hyper
Audio bug. Okay.
And it's
Yeah, for certain in game, I can stare at all their items.
Bottom Barrel, though, you know,
Whalix, Leap,
you know how this is going to go. We can see that the
Viscous here,
kills, I
Warden.
think, favors Hydronation.
Wait, they just
quite
actually. Oh, they're
effectively
playing
at the
again.
moment.
Mirage might be
And
running
I'm
the.
wondering, you know, at what point,
Carrot.
what is the timing on a barrel update? Like, and what is the timing for Hydronation? Where Hydronation
Pretty valid against the
really
lineup.
come
Yeah, you
online with all
definitely
these,
need
like,
early
team-oriented
decay
roles.
and or toxic when they have
I'm no longer nearly as
Mirage. Or sorry, they have
because
fucking
of the item.
Mirage, Abrams, and Furnace, Ivy, Shiv. That is so much,
the
dude.
problem is that you look at the aggregate, it doesn't seem that bad. Hydration's at 17k, and the next closest is 14k in the pocket. Hydration can effectively bully whoever he wants at any point on Bottom Barrel, and this is where you get into stuff where
It's also melee Mirage.
Hydration
Yeah, it
can
is.
go into a
It's
lane
melee
on
Mirage
zone and not worry
with
about
reactive barrier. This is super tanky mode.
Nearly actually getting left in there, just barely able to get away. But yeah, the Hydration can do some very oppressive stuff in terms of map control now, Dan, and that should worry Bottom Barrel.
I mean, it's spelled correctly. It might just be the restream. Like too many streams, compression.
Hydronation.
Oh.
Are they going to extend their lead even more? The pickup kind of pursue now is EMB onto Naked on that Viscous, rolling away though. To be able to get
Bye.
Scott free. Still though, here comes Hydration on the Shiv. They're looking to keep pushing. Keep this push going.
Yeah, they keep the push going, and you talk about a hero that's great at adding to the snowball. Paradox, incredibly good at chasing
Straight
down
mid
kills,
boss. Here we
and
go, boys.
With all those kills, not only are they head in.
Yeah, that was a
slows
really
down,
bad
they
team
said,
fight
"We're
to
gonna
start
be
getting
ahead
rolled
and
on."
We're gonna go mid boss. So
And they got Walker.
remember the last map. Bomb Barrel was able to contest, and Young Calc had an incredible follow through. Well, Young Calc is on the Abrams this time.
Are they running 3 melee builds?
Judas come down.
Well, Abrams is melee Mirage, and Shiv is just running normal bleed. So 2 melee builds.
No skill in this one. It's
No.
good attempt, but
NT, buddy, NT.
Naked's life for the attempt, sadly. And there's so much map control now, ZP. And obviously the urn was just picked up. There's another bridge buff to be collected. Right now, this seems like Hydronation could snowball it from this point forward. There's so much of a lead.
Yeah, and the problem that Bomb Barrel has is you think about what we talked about in the beginning of the game about how they're so focused on team fight that they can't really get behind.
Iron Furnace, you have 7,500. Are you gonna buy Ricochet at this point? Are you gonna be that guy?
Hydration and Rocker alone can probably 2v4 at a certain point because of just how both Shiv and Abrams scale. It's a very, very difficult spot to be in right now, and just getting a kill period alone.
He usually
onto
goes
Shiv,
Leech.
it's gonna be
Interesting.
tough
I wonder if they'll still go
times.
Leech
Pure
here.
and simple.
He is certainly quite tanky. And here comes another fight. They've got to try
Lash
to
is looking for something.
allow the team to go.
Does he find something? He didn't find anybody.
There comes a death slam, but oh, that's going to get cancelled out. So death slam is going to
Bebop has a good beam though, I think.
do it with the hyper beam instead. That's going to be.
Oh, yeah. That's not a bad beam. Goes straight down.
Majestic lead popped again to get a better angle on the fight, and it's not looking too horrendous here. But they did obviously.
Dude,
lose
if they
one
hard
already.
chase through this choke, it's gonna be awkward, I think.
So Shiv can die,
To get into
but
more
in this
fistfights.
place, 2 more will die from bottom barrel.
You look at that because at what cost, Dan? It was a great job to actually get Shiv down, but you have to invest so much because of the lead that Shiv has.
He does get Ricochet and
The rest
Furnace.
of Bottom Barrel end up dying in the process. It's a vastly beneficial trade for Hibernation, and
God, melee hits so damn hard.
this level HP. Are you killing Flick right now? The answer is no. You're not. You're absolutely not.
Dude, this is... That's likely game.
They're gonna be taking
Honestly, when
damage, right?
Rejuve's up and all your lanes are getting pushed, it feels so sketch to all in a fight at the walker. We've seen it a few times. I guess at some point you do have to take a fight, but...
Rejuve's are online, and there's no reason to stop fighting here.
Oh, wow, we actually got it!
Melee's going to connect both players at both times, and they're going to push the fight all the way into the base.
Here comes the beam. Good luck, Bebop.
The safe haven, and here comes the hyper beam. A last ditch attempt, perhaps.
They're all hiding under the cover from Bebop right now.
Hibernation are just going to shake this one off.
Yeah, Walk's able to get one, but Hibernation, they can taste.
Now they're gonna immediately turn on whoever
$1,000
peeks.
3 weeks in a row. First stage patron gone. Barrage throwing hands.
NT.
Turns out Bebop has some hands in return, but yeah, it's even if they back out now, Hibernation is in an incredible spot, up about 40k. And yeah, I mean, you just start asking yourself, what are the realistic options for Bottom Barrel to get back into this game? And it's not much. Reality.
Indeed. Yeah, the win conditions were pretty specific.
Here comes Infernus. Here comes 1v3 Infernus.
I mean, they are the
Hi.
North American super team, and we have had good performances from them, so delivering, that's to be short. I'd love to see them play PS, actually.
And that's a GG.
Yeah, well, one day we'll get them at Atlanta
Damn.
at some point.
Yeah,
a little bit
Thailand.
but
Man, Hibernation,
is
they cleaned
going
up a
down.
lot
It's
this game. The first
Hibernation,
game, I really do feel like the
three-time
first 10 to 15
champions
minutes, they
here
did
at
not
Deadlock
play it super
Fight
clean.
Night. They take down
This
Bottom
game,
Barrel
much more clean
pretty
from
darn
them.
decisively in
GG.
the end.
For Bottom
Was that the
Barrel.
last game? That
problem
was
is,
indeed the
so
last game.
Hibernation,
Shout out
they
again
allowed
to
them to ever
the Deadlock
get
Fight Night
like-
one more time. This is the Deadlock Fight Night number 3. They run this every Wednesday, chat. They're trying to make this a thing. They have it so the winners from the previous week come back the next week. So PS, for example, won an EU today. They come back next week to defend their position in the grand finals. And then they pick 2 teams to contest the current reigning champs of the week, essentially. And they put up like $1,000 prize pool for both NA and EU and call it good. Yeah, they did really, really well in the first 15 minutes, both games. I think Bottom Barrel was extremely competitive. And in both games, it kind of felt like starting right around 15, 20 minutes, Hibernation would just pick up and take off. And I kind of wonder how much that has to do with, you know, the scaling characters on both teams. Like Hydration's comp in that last game felt so disgusting to me. Like that's tough. Oh, by the way,
his DPS performance, but you look at the stats and go, oh, yeah, this guy did a lot.
Yeah,
thing is,
I
speaking of
think especially
stats-
on Mirage as well.
so that game he went 9 and 4, 17k damage as Mirage, pretty good.
Constantly annihilate people.
Oh, they're showing highlights.
It is a you know, if you have good mechanics, you can be an impressive but very consistent source of damage. And I think for me, D&B on the Infernus as well is also really awesome because it's kind of the similar principle with Infernus. If you have really good tracking aim, you can put out consistent high output damage.
Dude, look how much that guy's tanking right there, by the way.
You can just chunk down people so quickly and just being
That right there, what you just saw was the 7 on his team getting hooked. And then the Infernus applies Ricochet Burn with, I think, Inhibitor on the whole team. And they, with 4 people shooting a hooked 7 with a bomb into Wraithult, could not kill him. That is why Infernus late game is so powerful.
On these kind of carry
It's
rolls,
crazy.
You're in a great place.
With D&B that you just saw as well, like a perfect Mirage ult right into the barrier as well, allow them to kind of turn that fight around. I think what I was really impressed with D&B wasn't so much his Infernus, it was more the Mirage, like you're kind of hinting at, Dan, because I feel like this kind of supportive play he was doing with his tornadoes really also helped facilitate a lot of their kills they're able to pull off. Like he was very mindful of like, how can I
It seems
interrupt them? How
balanced.
can I be
Infernus just leashes
constantly
the whole
used?
map.
Beyond the fact
Well, no,
that
the Infernus was the one shooting the teammates. They're shooting the enemy. So for those who know, Infernus has minus 30% spirit damage dealt on enemies. So the enemies do 30% less spirit damage if they have the burn on them. And I think you also had Ricochet Inhibitor. Inhibitor's another minus 30, I think, or 35, I forget the number.
It was
So if you do
nonstop
spirit
action
damage,
in the
you're
early game.
doing
And the end result
less
is
than
that
half your
that
damage
ended up pretty
before
hard,
resists.
as Warden ending up
It's
as
such a
3
strong
10,
combo for an Furnace late
behind
game.
the curve the entire
It's
game.
just
and
crazy.
it just sort of goes to that curve where there's certain heroes that if you create enough chaos and put them on the losing end of it, it could just really ruin their ability to contest later in the game. And you know, the stats right here kind of help tell the tale.
Anyway,
where I don't think Warden was ever
GG's
able to
all,
get off the
GG's.
ground.
Shout out again to Deadlock Fight Night for letting me co-stream and watch everything. They're awesome.
Because I'm also looking at like
Shout out again also to the TF2 Boomer squad. It was cool to see some of them sub in for patron pulverizers. Thanks for watching, everybody.